This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Sports Radio 950 ESPN, Rochester's sports leader, proudly welcomes you to coverage of the Rochester Rhinos. Now, let's head to the stadium. Here's the voice of the Rhinos, Joe Giuliano, on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Good evening and welcome to the Rochester Rhinos pregame show brought to you by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. I am Joe Giuliano. And for those of you who tuned in at 7 p.m., we apologize. The kickoff has been pushed back to 7:47, hence the delayed start of the pregame show. Well, the Rochester Rhinos return to action tonight, taking their league best 6-game winning streak on the road as they face the Montreal Impact at Stade Saputo. And again, we are about 20 minutes away from kickoff, 25 minutes away from kickoff. With a 3-1 win over Miami on Saturday, the Rhinos now have 48 points. They have a record of 14-5-6 here in 2010. They've also clinched a playoff berth. Their 48 points lead the Austin Aztecs, who have 3 games in hand by 3 points. So tonight's meeting between Rochester and Montreal, it will be the 4th and the final meeting of the season between the two sides. Rochester leads the season series 2-0-1, winning most recently at Marina Auto Stadium. It was 2-1. That game was on August the 14th. Now leading the way for Rochester, Andrew Hoxie became the 3rd Rhino player this year to score 2 goals in a game. He scored twice against Miami on Saturday. Tino Nunez did it once in Minnesota at the end of April. And Isaac Kissy did it in the middle of June against Crystal Palace, Baltimore. Hoxie currently ranks 2nd in the league with 5 assists. He is 2nd on the Rhinos with 11 points overall. Now Montreal enters tonight's match at 7-10-7. But their 5-0 win on Saturday against Crystal Palace, Baltimore, keeps Montreal in the thick of the playoff race. They've got 28 points. That places them in 7th and final playoff spot as of tonight's kickoff. The playoffs will take the following shape. The top team in each conference will qualify as the number 1 and number 2 seeds. Then the next 6 teams with the most points, regardless of conference or division, receive the remaining playoff berths. All playoff games will be conducted in a home-and-home and aggregate goal series. Quarterfinals will begin on October 4th with the 4 teams advancing. Semifinals will be October 11th. So tonight, it'll be a test for Rochester to see where they have progressed and where they stack up against an apparently rejuvenated Montreal Impact team. Stick around when we come back. We'll talk more about the Rochester Rhinos on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Let me tell you about Giuseppe's. Giuseppe's has homemade gnocchi, slow-simmered red sauce, and the best meatballs in town. You know, they bake their own Italian bread daily. Let me tell you about the pizza. Old-world-style pizza. You pick up a pizza, pick up homemade breads right in the bakery. Of course, there's a nice dining area to bring your family. Giuseppe's, located at 40 Spencerport Road. That's in Gates, right behind the Aldi's and the Rite Aid. 4th generation, 75 years and going strong. Open 9 to 9 daily. Giuseppe's.
Are you looking for a health club that offers everything? The Harrow East Athletic Club, Rochester's hidden jewel, offers several floors of fitness and unlimited use of their 25-yard pool, spa, sauna, indoor track, squash and racquetball courts, Pilates, yoga, strength training and cycling, certified personal trainers, nutritionists, and athletic trainers, along with plenty of free parking. Come visit the Harrow East Athletic Club and meet their knowledgeable staff that can help you obtain your fitness goals. The Harrow East Athletic Club is located at 400 Andrew Street. For more information, call 546-1000. That's 546-1000.
Time is life's most precious commodity, and how you spend your free time is one of the most important decisions of every day. So don't leave it to chance. Get informed. Get Free Time Magazine. Free Time is Western New York's original lifestyle magazine. Twice each month, Free Time puts it all together for you. Concerts, clubs, sports, film, dining, theater, festivals, it's all in Free Time, along with stimulating reviews, exclusive interviews, and of course, the most complete 14-day event calendar anywhere. So get the most out of life with Free Time Magazine. It's available free at more than 600 locations throughout Greater Rochester or online anytime at freetime.com.
Experience it all at the Strathallan Hotel. Come and enjoy live jazz performances at the Grill Thursday through Saturday. The Grill offers contemporary American cuisine that will satisfy all palates and the largest wine selection in the city. The Grill is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So come and enjoy a fun, exciting, and relaxed atmosphere. The Grill at the Strathallan Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallan.com.
And welcome back to the Rochester Rhinos pregame show brought to you by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. Tonight, the Rhinos take their league best 6-game winning streak on the road as they take on the arch-rival Montreal Impact. We are at Saputo Stadium, or Stade Saputo, as they call it up here in Montreal. Kickoff is set for 7:47. Now with the 3-1 win over Miami on Saturday, the Rhinos have 48 points. Number one in the league, number one in the division. They are 14-5-6. They have clinched a playoff berth. They're 48 points, leading Austin, who have 3 games in hand by 3 points. Austin played last night in Portland. It was a 1-1 result in front of almost 15,000 fans, and Portland scored the early goal. Austin came back later on with a goal from Silva. Even had a player thrown out of the game, but Portland couldn't find the game winner to give Rochester maybe a bit of a break. So as Bob Lilly and the rest of the Rhinos organization will tell you, they want to do this thing on their own. They don't want to depend on anyone else. So the Rhinos, they took on Miami on Saturday at Marina Auto Stadium. It was Lancer night, and there was a season best crowd, 9,157, each team wearing the throwback jerseys from the Rochester Lancers and one of my favorite teams, the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. It was the second meeting between the two teams. The Rhinos tied in Miami in their first meeting of the season. Hoxie and Roberts scored the goals for Rochester. Hoxie, as we talked about earlier, had 2 goals for the Rochester Rhinos. Now there's also a little news to pass along. Pat Erkley, after one of the Lancer Cosmo games, did a jersey exchange with Giorgio Chinaglia. Pat held on to that jersey until last week, where he put it up for auction, and that picked up a winning bid of $600 for the Giorgio Chinaglia jersey. So a great gesture by Pat Erkley, and I'm going to have a word with Pat for not letting me know earlier that that jersey was in his possession. But nonetheless, a great cause, as the Breast Cancer Coalition of Rochester picked up some of the proceeds from the Lancer Alumni Weekend. Well, we're at Stade Saputo. This game has been sold out for a couple days. They're expecting 13,000 plus here tonight for Rochester and their arch-rival Montreal Impact. Stick around when we come back. We'll take a closer look at the team that is apparently rejuvenated after Joey Saputo really lit into the players in a press conference last week. You are listening to the Rochester Rhinos pregame show. As usual, it's sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack, right here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Health Source Chiropractic, your partners in complete health. Dr. Donald Dudley, certified chiropractic sports practitioner, is the team chiropractor for the Rochester Rhinos. Patients are now being accepted at 90 Erie Canal Drive in Greece, in the Canal Pods Medical Complex. For more information and appointments, call 225-6430 and visit the website at healthsourcechiropractic.com. That's 225-6430. Dr. Donald Dudley and Health Source Chiropractic, your partners in complete health.
How is Auction Direct changing the used car business for good? We start at dozens of wholesale dealer auctions where we handpick the best vehicles at substantial discounts. Then after they go through Auction Direct certification and get a clean Carfax report, we sell them to you for just $399 over the Auction Direct reserve price. It all adds up to the lowest price and the best experience. Find out for yourself at Auction Direct Used Vehicle Superstore, Route 96 in Victor. Learn more at auctiondirect.com.
Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, providing website hosting and support services to the Rochester Rhinos for 10 years. If you need a website, trust who the Rhinos trust. Spinning Web's Internet and PC services online at spinningwebs.com. Spinning Webs can also debug your personal computer, cleaning up viruses and malicious software that slow it down or cause it to crash. Let Spinning Webs take a look. Rhinos fans visit RochesterSportsFan.com to discuss the Rhinos and all other sports. RochesterSportsFan.com, because there's more than just one game in this town.
This is Rochester Sports Leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And we are minutes away from kickoff at Stade Saputo in Montreal, Quebec. The youth parade is lined up, and it starts from the corner flag to my right. It almost reaches the center circle, so there is a huge youth turnout this evening at Stade Saputo as the Rochester Rhinos take on the Montreal Impact, who are 7-10-7 for the fourth and final time this season. Now, with 6 games remaining this year, the Impact sitting in 7th place in the standings. They've got 28 points. They are tied with the Minnesota Stars and 1 point behind the Puerto Rico Islanders. In their last match, Montreal shut out Crystal Palace Baltimore 5-0 last Saturday. For the first time in club history, the Impact scored 5 goals in the same match that took place on the road, and the Impact also ended a 6-game winless streak away from Stade Saputo, registered their first victory against Baltimore this season as well. And the big news that night was striker Ali Gerba. He scored the first hat trick in team history in regular season play. Gerba scored in the 15th, the 38th, and the 44th minute. And Rhino killer Eddie Sabrango was at it again. He scored his second goal in as many matches in the 25th minute. Midfielder Antonio Ribeiro also found the back of the net in minute number 53. Sabrango and Ribeiro also had an assist in that game. So last week, Joey Saputo called for a press conference, and I think folks across the league, and especially in Rochester, thought, okay, that is it for Mark Dos Santos, and in a surprising turn of events, Joey Saputo, the owner of the Montreal Impact, calling out publicly by name Nevio Pizzolito, Rocco Placentino, and several other players. And after that press conference, Montreal responded with a 5-0 victory over Crystal Palace Baltimore. And this is pretty common now for Montreal. They kind of get sluggish during the year, and then they find their form at just the right time. They did it last year, ended up winning the league championship. We'll see if there is enough time for Mark Dos Santos and the rest of the Montreal Impact. When we come back, we'll look at standings in the USSF Second Division. We'll look at the schedule and much more coming up here on the Rhinos pregame show. Sponsored by Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Let me tell you about Giuseppe's. Giuseppe's has homemade gnocchi, slow-simmered red sauce, and the best meatballs in town. You know, they bake their own Italian bread daily. Let me tell you about the pizza. Old world-style pizza. You pick up a pizza, pick up homemade breads right in the bakery. Of course, there's a nice dining area to bring your family. Giuseppe's, located at 40 Spencerport Road. That's engaged right behind the Aldi's and the Rite Aid. Fourth generation, 75 years and going strong. Open 9 to 9 daily. Giuseppe's.
World Gym Rochester. It's more than just an experience, it's a feeling. Sure, you want to look good, but more important, you want to feel good. The staff at the family-owned World Gym Rochester knows what it takes to get results. World Gym Rochester invites you to experience a different feeling. Satisfaction, accomplishment, elation, health, and happiness. Stop in the World Gym Rochester, 1717 East Avenue across from Wegmans, or call 271-0440. World Gym Rochester. It's more than just an experience, it's a feeling.
Hey, Kim from your office calling. You saved her life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available for digital phone and digital cable and well-done customers. Applies on calls to landline phones. Additional charges apply for taxes, fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller paid information services such as 900 numbers, calls to chat lines, and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
This is Rochester's sports leader.
Well, in sports, there are those opponents who push your buttons just a little harder. Tonight, we have one of those matchups as Rochester takes on Montreal. Good evening and welcome to Saputo Stadium in Montreal, Quebec. I am Joe Giuliano, and this is Rochester Rhino Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. The U.S. national anthem coming to a close right now, and it'll be followed by the Canadian national anthem as Rochester and Montreal starters are at midfield for the fourth and final meeting of the 2010 season between Rochester and Montreal. Well, we have a chance here. Mike Moran is running the board tonight back in Rochester. Thanks for all of his help. And let's get you the starting lineups this evening. First for the Rochester Rhinos. And head coach Bob Willey is going to go with Neil Kitson in goal. He is 8-4-2. He's got a 0.71 goals against average. In the back, it'll be Roberts, Greenfield, Bellamy, and Sanfilippo. No surprise there. Pitch Colin will camp out in front of them with Montegalvan and Rosenlund also in the middle of the park. Franks and Spicer on the flanks, and Isaac Kissy will be up top. Bob Willey, of course, head coach of the Rochester Rhinos, coached here at Montreal 2002 and 2003. For the home team, the Montreal Impact, it's been a tough year. A lot of player changes. 7, 10, and 7. They've got 28 points. They're third in the conference, but 7th overall. And they are looking to secure a playoff spot here in 2010. Mark Dos Santos is the head coach. He is the 8th head coach in Montreal history. And the lineup they will go with this evening, it'll be Matt Jordan in goal. He is 2-5-4 with a 1.09 goals against average. Abubu, Braz, Pizzolito in the back. The midfield will be Testo, Di Lorenzo, Donatelli, Billy Ribeiro, and up top, Ali Zerba and Eddie Sobrego. Montreal coming off a 5-0 victory against Crystal Palace, Baltimore on Saturday. The Rochester Rhinos coming off a 3-1 victory over Miami FC on Saturday. And as I said during the pregame show, Montreal typically does this. They struggle in the season, and then they seem to find their form at just the right time. Is there enough time for Mark Dos Santos and the rest of the Montreal Impact to find that form again and end up as champions in the USSF Second Division this year? Subs available for Rochester. It'll be Anthony Hamilton, Ryan Hines, Nano Short, TJ Gore, Max Ferdinand, Andrew Hoxie, and Scott Vallow as the backup keeper. For Montreal, the backup keeper tonight is Andre Badescu, Richard Peltier, Philippe Suarez, Patrick Leduc, Anthony Legal, Reda Aguirre, and Rudolph Maillard. You may notice a couple of names missing. Rocco Placentino. He is a healthy scratch this evening, and I was a little surprised to see that, as he can be pretty dynamic at times. He's got 2 goals, 2 assists, but he, along with Nevio Pizzolito, is one of those players called out in public by Montreal Impact owner Joey Saputo. So Montreal got the press conference. They got the word loud and clear that Mark Dos Santos was going to stay as the man in charge. And what's happened since then is they win 5-0 against Crystal Palace, Baltimore. But tonight, it's a much different opposition in the league-leading Rochester Rhinos here at Stade Saputo. 13,000 plus. This game has been a sellout for a couple of days, and it should be a great one this evening. Rochester leads the season series with 2 wins and a draw against the Montreal Impact. So other subs available, we talked about Maillard and Aguirre. Wesley Charles, also a scratch this evening. He had a tryout with the Rochester Rhinos. Didn't go his way following the departures of Joka, Viel, and Pasoli. He signed a contract with Montreal, but to be honest with you, that August 14th game at Marina Auto Stadium, he was exposed quite a bit, and I think Mark Dos Santos, obviously realizing that, takes him out of the lineup tonight. And they will look to attack and press Rochester from the get-go. The Rhinos with the black and white tops, black shorts and black socks. Montreal with the royal blue tops, the white shorts, and the blue socks will be attacking the goal to our left. Rochester attacking to our right. Ali Zerba and Eddie Sobrego will do the kicking off here as Rochester and Montreal. This has a playoff feel to it tonight. The crowd is pumped up. The Impact are ready. The Rhinos are ready. And Ali Zerba gets the kickoff back to Nevio Pizzolito. On the far side of the field, Pizzolito pops it forward to Zerba. Now Sobrego coming all the way to the near side for the Argentinian Di Lorenzo. Quick left foot across into the net. Ali Gerba scores! At the 6, the Rhinos look flat in warm-ups, but I said it. And I'm not surprised. Montreal has scored an early goal, and they've got the crowd behind them here as we are in the first minute. A wonderful ball from Di Lorenzo finding Ali Gerba. And Gerba scored 3 goals on Saturday. He scores again tonight. In the first minute of play, this crowd is explosive. Montreal taking the early 1-0 lead. Rochester caught flat there, and no chance for Neil Kitson as Di Lorenzo gets his 5th assist of the season. Here's the kickoff from the Rhinos. San Filippo off to Greenfield. 4th goal of the year for Ali Gerba. Greenfield up to the middle of the park. Now Tesco takes it over from Montreal. Here's Roberts. A good test here to see how the Rhinos respond to giving up this early goal. A lot of enthusiasm. A very exciting atmosphere here at Stade Saputo. Now pitch Cohen will calm things down. He'll play it all the way back to Neil Kitson, who's got confetti and streamers hanging over the goalpost and up through the 6-yard line. As he pushes this one. And Ali Gerba just found a pocket in between a Rhinos defense that did a poor job of marking. And Ali Gerba found the space and finished it off for Montreal. There's Sabrango's header. Goes backwards where Roseland picks it up for Spicer. On the far side of the field, Pizzolito marking Roseland. And coming in, knocking him off the ball is Adam Braz. And the throw-in for the Rhinos deep in Montreal's half of the field. Montreal supporter section waving flags behind the Rhinos goal. And they are into this one early. Gerba scoring less than a minute into play. Donatelli whips this one down the far side and over the sideline. It'll be a throw-in for Rochester. Far side, Greenfield to take it. Ali Gerba, 28 years old. 4th goal in the last 2 games. This is his 4th stint with Montreal. He started off in 2000 and has had 4 since then. He's played in Europe, also played with Toronto FC of Major League Soccer. He's played 7 games. This is his 8th, and he's found the back of the net 4 times. Long ball played in the Montreal half of the field, and Pizzolito lets it roll out along with Abubu. And it'll be a goal kick for Matt Jordan, who picked up the shutout against Crystal Palace Baltimore, the 34-year-old. A 1.09 goals against average. As we are in the 4th minute, and it is 1-0 Montreal. Abubu, left foot driven towards midfield. San Filippo intercepts it. Pitch Cohen. Gets it to Hoxie. Franks a quick touch. Sabrango intercepts that one middle of the park. He never stops working. And lays it off there for Ribeiro. Now Pizzolito with it. Ribeiro, quick touch, middle of the field for Philippe Billy. There's David Testo, the holding midfielder. Checking back is Di Lorenzo. San Filippo does a good job, beats him to the ball, but the loose ball pops forward. Sabrango looking for this one inside the 18. Trickles through and outside the 18 on the far side. Sabrango spinning around with it to Di Lorenzo. Tries to get on his right foot, gets across the way, and we'll see what the call is here. It'll be a goal kick for the Rochester Rhinos. Your referee this evening is Jeff Gamble. The assistants are Richard Gamache, Oscar Mitchell Carvalho, and the 4th is Pierre Tantave. 5th minute, Montreal leads it 1-0. Goal kick for Neil Kitson. He's going to get into this one, and gets a high, deep one well up over midfield. Pizzolito heads it into the Rhinos half of the field. Roberts and Montegavan go for it. Here's Sabrango. He's got a little pocket of space here now coming forward. On the far side is Donatelli trying to cut inside, but Spicer coming back to help out Greenfield. And this one rolls out of bounds on the far side. Spicer can't keep it in, so Montreal, Adam Braz have a throw-in. Quickly taken to Ribeiro. Here's Braz with it now. Left foot across into the box. Kicks in about 7 yards. Takes it off the head of Di Lorenzo. Rolls it out to pitch Cohen. Now San Filippo. Right at midfield. Plays it back to pitch Cohen. Forward. And this is going to be Philippe Billy playing on the left side of defense. His first touch goes to David Testo. Now back to Philippe Billy. 6 minutes in, the Rhinos are trailing 1-0. Ali Gerba scored about 20 seconds into the game. San Filippo has a throw in now right in front of the Montreal bench on the near sideline. Rosenlund. Fans still making their way to the seats as a slide tackle by Gerba forces a bad pass from Montegalvan. Now Sabrango spinning in the center circle, coming forward at the Rhinos defense. Plays it central. Goes through Montegalvan. Spicer plays it in the middle of the field for Rosenlund. Some space here for Franks to work with. Franks still with possession. Now goes forward to Rosenlund. Here's pitch Cohen. Middle of the field, Montegalvan. They're in the Montreal half. Spicer touches it for Rosenlund. Good ball on the near sideline. San Filippo takes one touch. Looks up. Back to the top of the 18. Franks swerving cross. Jordan comes off his line, misses the punch. Loose ball, and Jordan pounces on it at the 6. And that has been the story on Matt Jordan as long as I can remember. Very shaky on balls being served into the box. And that one no different at all as the Montreal goalkeeper came out, tried to get his fingertips to it, and in the traffic lost it. But luckily for him, able to pounce on the loose ball at the corner of the 6. There's Donatelli spinning around. Going to change it over to the near side. Philippe Billy keeps it inbounds. Ali Gerba, good idea there, lets it roll through, but Sabrango couldn't get to it, and Rochester has possession now with Greenfield. Also Spicer on the far side. There's that 20-second goal, the goal in the 20th second. Got this crowd up and on their feet right away, and they haven't stopped. Pitch Cohen, middle of the field. Getting through Gerba and Sabrango. Now plays it to San Filippo, the Rhinos team captain. Montegalvan pushes one down the near sideline. Philippe Billy steps in front of that. Di Lorenzo heads it to the middle of the park for Donatelli. Cuts around Greenfield, and that'll be a call. It'll be a free kick here for Montreal. Their own half of the field inside the center circle. As we are in the 8th minute, Montreal has a 1-0 lead. Nevio Pizzolito will take the free kick, and he's one of those other players, along with Placentino, who was called out in public by Montreal owner Joey Saputo. They win 5-0 in Baltimore. They score a goal less than 30 seconds tonight, and they seem to have responded to that press conference as Philippe Billy has it on the near sideline. Back to Di Lorenzo. The left-footed Argentinian had the assist on the goal, plays it in the middle. Testo bothered enough by Kissy to lose possession. There's Rosenlund. Moving back to San Filippo. He's got no choice with the pressure to go back to Kitson. High, long, boot up over midfield. Flipped down by Kissy, but he's the deepest player. And Pizzolito, calm and cool, plays it to Braz. Now back to Jordan inside his own 18. Matt Jordan played 8 years in Major League Soccer with Dallas and Columbus. Now here with Montreal. His 4th season with the Impact. As Franks picks up that loose ball. Middle of the field. Now goes outside to the South African Jonathan Greenfield. Just over midfield on the far side. Now back to pitch Cohen. His little flick forward, intercepted by Braz, but Greenfield's pushing up. Corner of the 18 on the far side. Spicer, left-footed cross into the box. Jordan again. A little shaky there as Kissy was knocking on the door. But this time Jordan doesn't leave a rebound. Quick punt downfield. Bellamy heads it, but Ali Gerba is the only player there on the near side. Leonardo Di Lorenzo with it. Middle of the field for Ribeiro. Rocco Placentino, Wesley Charles. They're healthy scratches this evening. Not in the lineup for Mark Dos Santos and Mauro Biello. As Pizzolito loses possession to pitch Cohen. Here's Montegalvan to Franks. Cuts it back, comes to the near side for San Filippo. It's over midfield in front of the 4th official. San Filippo looking for Rosenlund. But Philippe Billy comes in hard on the slide tackle, gets it forward to Eddie Sabrango. Got 3 goals and 2 assists this year. Sabrango, a Rhino killer, scored one of his goals on June 20th against Rochester right here at Stade Saputo. Philippe Billy to Di Lorenzo. Absolutely outstanding atmosphere. Talk about first-class supporter section. They have not stopped chanting, waving flags. Something the Rochester fans really would be a big plus to get them together and show the support like the Montreal supporter section. I believe they're called the Ultras. That's put together here as Montreal's just knocking it around in their own half. Now crossing midfield with Testo. There's Philippe Billy with it. Back to David Testo. Possession here from the Impact. Abubu. Fourth year from Morocco, playing a central defensive position along with Nevio Pizzolito. Pizzolito drives this one to the near side where Di Lorenzo, soft little touch, takes it down. Montreal with the possession here. They're knocking it around, looking for that one opening, being patient here. Abubu has it in his own half of the field. Now his long service is intercepted, and Sanfilippo pops it straight in the air. Pizzolito, the only player there. He and Ribeiro playing a little back and forth here. As the Impact had a 1-0 lead. We're in the 12th minute. Ali Gerba from Leonardo Di Lorenzo. This ball goes forward where Roberts wins the header to midfield, and Testo and Ribeiro so far have owned that territory. Pizzolito, right foot forward to bring off. Chest for Ribeiro. Now coming forward. Ribeiro still with it. To the near side for Di Lorenzo. Cuts it back on his right foot. Lays it off for Philippe Billy. He's got a good cross here. It's a high, deep, swerving cross. Hits him. Gets bumped into by Donatelli. Punches it straight in the air and takes possession here. Rolls it out, and Greenfield coming up forward now for the Rhinos. For Pitchcolan. Now on the near side, Pitchcolan gets it to Sanfilippo. For Alfonso Montegalan. 24th appearance of the year. He's got one assist. Pitchcolan has it now. On the far side to Greenfield. Back outside, and that is a giveaway by Roberts as Greenfield was a little too deep to receive that pass. Throwing on the far side, coming up for Adam Braz. Adam Braz, in his 7th year with Montreal, he won the Unsung Hero Award last year. This is his 17th appearance of the season. Throws it in, and it goes off of Rivero, and the Rhinos will pick up a throw in here in minute number 14, and they're looking for an equalizer as they trail 1-0. Pitchcolan tries to get it forward, but Braz steps in there and boots it deep into the Rhinos box where Neil Kitson, 24-year-old, quickly rolls it out to the near side for Sanfilippo. Rochester delivered a quick, hard blow early on. We'll see if they can recover here and come off the ropes, as there's plenty of time to equalize. Greenfield cutting inside, gets around Donatelli. Into space, Franks lays it back off for Pitchcolan. Montegalan 30 yards out, middle of the field. Now to Sanfilippo on the near side. Driven cross. Braz gets there before Pitchcolan to head it away. Greenfield has it now. Franks had some space to turn. And Greenfield will try to cross. No one in the box for the Rhinos. And Matt Jordan will scoop it up. The 34-year-old goalkeeper. Pulled forward now to Di Lorenzo, near side. Pressured by Kissy and Franks, so he's got to go back to Abubu. Hisham Abubu. Long ball forward. Sabrang was pushed from behind. No call, but Ribeiro picks up the loose ball. Now to his midfield partner, Testo. Nevio Pizzolito. 16 years. This is number 16 with the Montreal Impact for the 33-year-old. Pizzolito has the ball now on the far side. Chips one forward with the right foot down the far sideline, and that's going to get away from him and out of bounds. And the Rhinos will have a throw-in. Let's take a moment here to pause for station identification.
Rochester sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Still waiting for the throw-in. Braz finally takes it on the far side. On the Testo, middle of the park. Abubu, they're going to try and, nope, they'll stay on that far side with it. Pizzolito has it now. Checking back is Donatelli. Middle of the field, Ribeiro, and a good job by Franks to step in front of him. Franks approaching midfield. Now to the near side. Sanfilippo overlapping here. Philippe Billy coming over to close him down. Rosenlund now to run. Abubu on him. And Abubu takes him down and the ball away. And pressure there from Rosenlund, who wins a corner kick. I think he wanted a foul called as well, but it'll work out just fine for the Rhinos, as they'll pick up their first corner kick of the game in the 16th minute, where they trail 1-0. Rosenlund on the delivery here. Corner kick from the near side. Going to set this one up, take his time, make sure he gets everything the precise way that he needs it to be. And we'll see how the delivery is. Good ball. Into the box. Set it away by Donatelli. On the near sideline, Rosenlund keeps possession. Tries another cross into the box. This time Di Lorenzo helps out. Heads it forward. Sanfilippo picks it up. It's off of Gerba. And nope, they're going to say off of Sanfilippo. And a throw-in for Montreal directly in front of Mark Dos Santos, who started off as an assistant coach here under John Limniatis. Now a head coach here, the 8th head coach in Impact history. And Philippe Billy has a throw in here. Rivero. Montegavan just sticks the leg in there. Rhinos have possession now, middle of the field with Spicer. A little heavy touch there, gets away from him. And Braz picks it up now. Approaching midfield on the far side, plays it forward to Donatelli, back to Pizzolito. 18 minutes in, Ali Gerba has given Montreal a 1-0 lead. A dangerous ball from Pizzolito, but Testo did the right thing. Gets the header back to Abubu. Good touch here from Di Lorenzo. Now Philippe Billy sidesteps Sanfilippo, who recovers defensively, and the ball's laid off to Di Lorenzo. Nice touch forward. Ali Gerba 20 yards out. Trying to slot it through to Sabrango, cleared away by the Rhinos. Ribeiro to Braz. Ali Gerba's done a great job moving and showing for the ball. As he plays it back to Testo. Donatelli now on the far side, looks up. Headed right for the cross into the box. Di Lorenzo's there and diving to his right. Neil Kitson shuts the door this time, as Di Lorenzo couldn't get all that one. But again, a ball served into the box, giving Rochester all sorts of trouble. This time Kitson is up to the challenge, as Di Lorenzo set up the first goal. He wanted to finish that one there. Here's punt, goes to midfield. Rosenlund has possession now for the Rhinos. To pitch Cohen. Crossing the center line. Ball's played behind Spicer, and that's just a bad giveaway by the Rhinos, who during warm-ups looked a little tight. And it showed in the early start there as they give up the early goal. Jordan has it in his box now to the near side for Abubu. Chip forward. Bellamy over his head. Gerba now in a race for the ball. Roberts gets there first. Plays it back to Kitson, who line drives one down the middle of the field. Good timing by Abubu, gets up to win the header. Now Donatelli on the far side. Coming towards the middle of the field, spins around again, goes outside to Adam Braz. Tony Donatelli, the 26-year-old, plays it to Testo. Now Philippe Billy, not sure where he's going with that, as Montegalvan, the only player there, takes possession away for the Rhinos. Franks looking for some movement off the ball. Comes backwards on the pass to Sanfilippo. Montegalvan. Back to Sanfilippo. Bob Lilley taking the chance here now to call Jamie Franks over and try to add to his game here and see what the instructions are, as Franks now back onto the pitch after getting the talking to, as Franks Roberts has it now to Sanfilippo on the near side with possession here from the Rhinos. Nothing of the troubling type, as it's only in their half of the field. Now Greenfield on the far side. Tries to go forward and does get a good ball in to pitch Cohen over the Montreal half of the field. Spicer, giveaway to Testo. Di Lorenzo looks to get forward, crossing midfield. Ali Gerba. Bellamy knocks him down, will play on because Gerba's so strong on the ball. able to get up and keep possession. Plays it back to Braz. Switching it over here to the near side, Abubu. DiLorenzo. Trying to get it outside to Philippe Billy, who wasn't making the run into space. And that goes out of bounds. We're in the 21st minute. It is 1-0 Montreal. If you're just tuning in, Ali Gerba scored his 4th goal in the last 2 games from DiLorenzo. They're announcing the attendance already, 13,034. Packed house, sold out for a couple days here for Rochester and Montreal. Sabrango touches it back into space. Donatelli chips it forward for Ali Gerba. They're going to call a foul on Donatelli. Behind the play there as Gerba was streaking into the 18. And it'll be a free kick for Rochester. Well, again, following tonight's match, the Rhinos will not play again until September the 11th when they host the Tampa Bay Rowdies at Marina Auto Stadium. Kickoff of that match is set for 7 p.m. And hopefully we'll hit the 10,000 mark. 9,157 there on Saturday. A few more 100 fans and a nice 10,000 evening for the Rochester soccer market as Roberts has it in his own half of the field. Of course, call 454-KICK for more information and tickets. Bellamy. Sanfilippo. Got him Montreal middle of the field. Rochester able to crack the wall of blue that Montreal set up here. A lot of possession, but mainly in their own half of the field and just over midfield. And Montreal seems to clamp down. Here's Montegalvan. Kissy and turn and back to the goal. He's taken down. And this will be a free kick for Rochester to the right of Matt Jordan. And it's about 25 yards from goal. And again, it's to the right of Montreal goalkeeper Matt Jordan as Kissy's jersey was tugged on. And we'll see what Rochester comes up with here as there hasn't been one free kick or set piece master for Rochester on these dead balls. We'll see. Greenfield can hit a pretty decent one. He's over the ball now, along with Pitch Cohen. And Montreal setting up the wall. Again, a free kick here in the 23rd minute. Rochester trails 1-0. Pitch Cohen and Greenfield over the ball. The 6-man wall for Montreal. There's the whistle. Pitch Cohen steps over the ball. Greenfield with the right-footed shot. Jordan dives to his right and punches it to the top of the 18. And on the play there, the referee, Jeff Gamble, calling a foul at the top of the box. As it looks like it's Antonio Ribeiro, the player who is down, and he is up. And okay, good save by Jordan, and well struck there by Greenfield. As he served it up and over the wall, just to the right of Matt Jordan, who was up to the challenge. So Montreal still holds on to the 1-0 lead. Pick up a free kick here. Just outside their own 18, Jordan to take it. Montreal with that win against Crystal Palace Baltimore on Saturday ended a 6-game winless streak on the road. And speaking of sixes, Rochester's won 6 straight games. Looking to make it 7 here tonight. DiLorenzo switching it over to the far side. Greenfield steps nicely in front of Donatelli and does pick up the loose ball, but his touch barely gets to the foot of Spicer. Spicer's pass given away. Spicer having a tough time tonight. Hasn't found his rhythm just yet. And that pass was given away to Pizzolito. Now Abubu. Testo. Back to Abubu. Own half of the field on the far side now. Nevio Pizzolito. The Montreal Defender of the Year. Goes long looking for Gerba. Can't win possession. Pitch Cohen now plays it in the middle of the field. Good ball now from Montegalvan, but a little too heavy though. As it was a good idea on the near side, but Philippe Billy steps in front of it. Donatelli. Right-footed shot from 30 yards out. Sails up and over the bar. And Kitson is just not happy with his defenders as he wants them pushing up on the shot. As he has seen a bit of it tonight. 25 minutes in. He's had a goal scored on him in the 24th second. And then he had to make a great save on Leonardo DiLorenzo as he dove to his right. Again, those two balls were crossed into the box. Rochester had trouble picking up their marks, and they were made to pay with a goal from Gerba. And a great save from Kitson. 26 minutes in. 1-0 Montreal. Kitson's goal kick. Up over midfield. Testo gets up, times it nicely. Donatelli. Broken up there by Montreal. Rosalind, good ball to Spicer. Back to Rosalind inside the center circle. Gets through him, but Montreal is there to keep possession for Rochester. Here's Troy Roberts. Pressured by Sabrango. Greenfield double teamed by Sabrango, and Donatelli has no choice but to go backwards to Roberts. Now to Bellamy. St. Bonaventure's finest, Tyler Bellamy. San Filippo, his long service was blocked by Leonardo Di Lorenzo. The Argentinian had missed 4 games due to a calf injury. And there's a throw in here for Rochester. San Filippo to take it in front of the Rhinos bench. Rosalind. Forward to Kissy. Kissy's been very quiet here tonight. Coming through hard there, knocking it out of bounds at midfield. Away from Di Lorenzo. Kissy, I'm sure, getting an earful from the Rhino staff. Now starting to move a little more here. Hoxie available as a sub, as well as Anthony Hamilton. Testo and Montreal having possession in their own half of the field. Abubu. His ball at midfield headed back into the impact half by Spicer, and they're going to call Kissy for offsides. Coming back from an offsides position to receive the ball. And I guess if you look at the numbers this year, one good thing for the Rochester Rhinos playing here in Montreal is the Impact have given up only 8 goals in the first half. Where they've had trouble is half number 2. 19 of their 27 goals given up in the second half. Let's see if they hold true to that form as Zerba fighting off Rosalind. Looks like a 2-foot tackle, but no call. And long ball off the chest of Bellamy. Settles it, plays it on the near sideline for Jamie Franks. Now middle of the field for Monta Galvan. San Filippo. Back to Bellamy. Roberts, far side for Greenfield. And Montreal giving Rochester this bit of space in their own half of the field. Long ball intercepted by Pizzolito. Bellamy just gets a good challenge in there, and shoulder to shoulder. He's called for obstructing Ali Zerba. And it'll be a free kick in the Rhinos half of the field, right in the middle of the center circle. And Ali Zerba played with the Canadian national team, and in 29 appearances, he scored 15 goals. Testo has the free kick. 29 minutes in, it is 1-0 Montreal. Given away, top of the 18, Zerba has it. Still chips it forward, looking for Ribeiro. Inside the Rhinos box, on the near side, Ribeiro crosses back into the 6, and Roberts clears it away there as he takes no chances. We'll see if this is a corner kick or a throw-in for the Montreal Impact on the near side. And it's going to be a corner kick. Billy to take it. The 28-year-old Frenchman. Corner kick from the near side. There's the goal behind Neil Kitson, filled with fans, and here's the service from Billy into the box. Through traffic, Kitson gets a punch on it. Through to the far side, Ribeiro. Plays it back to Braz. Another cross into the Rhinos box, headed to the left, and Kitson makes the save there as he takes a couple steps and scoops it up in the midsection. And as he rolls it out now to San Filippo. Good to see Kitson getting more vocal, trying to take charge of his defense in front of him. A few times tonight he has been having some words for the guys in front of him. As a long ball goes off Donatelli's head, and a throw in for the Rhinos. We are 30 minutes in. First goal of the game, the only goal of the game coming less than 30 seconds into half number 1. Zerba from Di Lorenzo. Greenfield coming towards the middle, now switching it to the near side, where San Filippo plays it back to Tyler Bellamy. Checking back is Franks. Now Montreal on quick little touches here, back to Troy Roberts. He'll cross midfield with a pass to Greenfield on the far side. Donatelli marking Greenfield. Kissy checking back. Loses the ball to Pizzolito and played forward behind Sabrango. And Bellamy gets there before Gerba. Quick one-touch inside to pitch Colin. Gets away from Ribeiro. Pitch Colin, 40 yards out, middle of the field. Plays it to the top of the 18. Kissy tries to lay it off his chest for Franks. He wasn't buying that one. There's a little breakdown there for the Rhinos, and throw-in for the Rhinos. Cleared out by Montreal, so throw-in for San Filippo in front of the Montreal bench. San Filippo tries to get it on the ground, but it pops out on the near side. Abubu and Franks looking for this one. Set up straight down the near sideline. Di Lorenzo will settle this one down. Now go forward for Ali Gerba, who's been a handful. Plays it off to Sabrango. Eddie Sabrango, 37 years old. Plays like he's 10 years younger. If you just watch the number 12, on the ball, off the ball, it never stops moving. Always able to find good space. As that was a bad header by Sabrango, taken away by the Rhinos. Pitch Colin. Dumps from behind by Donatelli, who says he got the ball. The referee, Joff Gamble, says no. 26-year-old Tony Donatelli calls for the foul. And this will be a free kick, middle of the field, inside the Montreal half. Greenfield and Mortagavan over the ball. 32 minutes. Rochester looking for an equalizer here. They trail 1-0. Mortagavan walks off of this one. Greenfield short on the near side. San Filippo. Chipped forward by Mortagavan. Rosen and Testo fighting for it. And that rolls over the end line, and it'll be a goal kick coming up here for Matt Jordan and the Montreal Impact, who are 7th in the league. And with their 5th sellout of the season tonight at over 13,000 fans, they want to really put on a good show. There's a brand new, beautiful Stade Saputo. As I look to my right, there's Olympic Park and Olympic Stadium, where we had a chance to tour today, and the venue that Montreal took on AC Milan on June the 2nd. Close to 50,000 fans. Beautiful setup here in Montreal. Gerba takes this long ball off his chest. Philippe Billy. That would have been a great ball into space, but the referee, Jeff Gamble, helping out, playing some defense for the Rhinos. Rosenlund has it now to Montegalvan. Roberts, far side for Greenfield. Pressured by Donatelli. Splits Donatelli and Sabrango. Montegalvan comes to the near side for San Filippo. It's just been a lot of side to side. As far as penetrating for Rochester, hasn't been as much as they would have liked. San Filippo sends a long ball down the near sideline. And that has been one of the few options here for Rochester, as Montreal's done a good job of clamping things down. Abubu, long ball forward, Gerba. Puts the header down into the turf. San Filippo off of his hand, and it'll be a free kick for Montreal. 4th and final meeting between Rochester and Montreal this season. And I don't want to say deja vu, but last year Montreal had a tough regular season, but they ended up winning the 2009 championship over Vancouver, 3rd championship in their club history. Abubu just chips it forward, no one there but Bellamy for the Rhinos. Plays it out to San Filippo. Billy steps in front of Franks, and Sabrango can't get to the ball, and it's popped back to Troy Roberts, the Iron Man on defense for the Rochester Rhinos. Here's Franks. Outside of the right foot to the far side for Greenfield, crossing midfield, spins over the ball, plays it back to pitch Cohen. Now Franks, quick one touch back to his midfield partner. And this has been the story. Rochester's given this space and this time in their own half of the field, and about 20 yards over midfield, Montreal puts the clamp down. Abubu intercepts this long ball, heads it down to Philippe Billy. Donatelli, back to his goalkeeper, Matt Jordan. He's got it on the far side of the 18. About 10 minutes left in the first half. Montreal leads at 1-0. The Impact looking to make another big splash as they get ready for MLS in 2012. Ali Gerba trying to feed Sabrango into space. Roberts reads it well. I don't have a chance to counter. Franks goes backwards though with it. And Roseland's pass to pitch Cohen, easily intercepted by Donatelli. Franks had space there to turn and go forward, but he played the negative ball, and then that set of events not what Rochester was looking for. Donatelli, middle of the park. Over to Philippe Billy, the 28-year-old, who's played in Italy's Serie A and Serie B. Good signing here for Montreal, playing on the left side of defense. Intercepted by Montegalvan now. Middle of the field, pitch Cohen. Chip out to the far side for Greenfield. Pitch Cohen, pushing it to his right. Coming out to the near side for Frankie Sanfilippo. This is Frankie Sanfilippo's 24th game. Missed a couple of games due to the birth of his child, Francesco. So the new daddy now back in the lineup here for the Rochester Rhinos. And Roberts has it. He'll take a few touches towards the middle of the park. Crosses midfield. Small pass on the near side, on the far side for Greenfield. Franks. Is it central for pitch Cohen. Long ball diagonal intercepted by Di Lorenzo. Donatelli and Ribeiro comes in. Takes it away here from Montreal. Here's Ribeiro laying it off for Billy. Di Lorenzo. Billy. Montreal, looking at early goal, seems to maybe taking their foot off the pedal just a little bit here as Philippe Billy had a chance to come forward with the ball. He decided to slow it down, played it back to midfield, and there's some discussion here about the throw-in. Rochester thought they should get it, but the referee's assistant on the near side saw it a bit different, and Montreal picks up the throw-in in front of the Rhinos bench. Over to Gerba's head. Sanfilippo to Montegalvan now. Rosenlund. Montegalvan looks like try the far side with Greenfield. 38 minutes in, Montreal has a 1-0 lead. Aaron Spicer, he's had a tough first half. Pitch Cohen. Roberts pressured, takes a couple steps to the side, avoids Sabrango. Crosses midfield, forward to Rosenlund now on the far side of the pitch. Sitting around looking for some help here and some movement. As all the passing lanes are closed off and very tight there by Montreal. So the Rhinos have to knock it around again in their own half of the field. Back to Bellamy. Roberts now. Checking middle of the park is pitch Cohen. Heavy touch there. Able to fight off Ribeiro and keep possession as Montegalvan has it now. Middle of the field, Aaron pitch Cohen. Spins around, looks up. Plays it down the middle of the field for Rosenlund. Takes one touch, and Philippe Billy just steps in there. And this one is going to come out of bounds in front of the Rhinos bench. It should be a throw-in for the Rhinos, and this quickly taken by Sanfilippo, as I thought Rosenlund may have been the last one to take it. But nonetheless, Rochester gets the benefit of the doubt. Montegalvan, middle of the field. Roberts. Here's pitch Cohen. He had a great ball there into Rosenlund, threading the needle, splitting the defense. Rosenlund now with his back to the goal, 35 yards out, plays it back to midfield for Bellamy. Bellamy looking up, tries a right-footed cross into the box. Kissy, double team there. Abu Boulet to go over his head, and Jordan calls him off as he scoops it up there for the Montreal Impact. It looks like a couple of Rhino players warming up here in the 40th minute. Andrew Hoxie and Ryan Hines are on the near sideline taking a few jogs. Jordan's long boot over the head of Sabrango, headed by Roberts to Sanfilippo. Now pitch Cohen with it. He's bothered enough by Di Lorenzo to play it back to Greenfield. And he plays this one out of bounds on the far side of the pitch. And a throw-in given up here to Montreal. Donatelli back to Di Lorenzo. Into space. Bellamy heads it down the middle of the field off Montegalvan's hand, and there'll be a free kick here for Montreal. Di Lorenzo has done a lot of shifting, a lot of moving around the pitch. As early on, he started off on the left side. Now he's been central. He's on the far side. He has been a big piece for this Montreal puzzle here early on. As they've got a free kick, middle of the field, about 35 yards out from the Rhinos' goal. Two-man wall set up, Rosalyn and Montegalvan. Philippe Billy is over the ball, along with Rivero, and not sure who the other one is. It could be Di Lorenzo. As I'm not sure if this is shooting distance from Montreal. It is Di Lorenzo and Philippe Billy over the ball, 35 yards out. 41st minute, Montreal has a 1-0 lead. Di Lorenzo serves it into the box. Takes one hop at the 6. And it goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Rochester Rhinos. As Donatelli may have wanted a call there as he felt he was getting his jersey tugged down, but it was a dangerous ball from Leonardo Di Lorenzo. She was recruited by the Montreal Impact on a scouting trip to Argentina. Imagine that. Come back with a player like Di Lorenzo. Not a bad pickup as you return from Argentina. Long ball forward for Kissy. And they're going to call him for a foul on Abu Bu. And he got the long goal kick on his foot, but maybe a little push against the Montreal defender. 42nd minute. Rochester trails 1-0. Free kick for Abu Bu and the Montreal Impact. Sent forward now. Sabrango times it well in the air, flips it forward for Zerba. Pressures Roberts to head it out to the near sideline. Sabrango still with pressure. Roberts, a 5-yard pass forward, and Bellamy just clears it up down the far side. Pitch Cohen has it now, crossing midfield. Is there a chance here for Rochester to counter? Long ball into space for Spicer. Pizzolino comes with the slide tackle. Spicer tries to keep it in bounds, and he can't, as it's over the end line, and Kissy and Jordan get tangled up. As that play is not going to count anyways because the ball got over the end line. Kissy is down inside the 6. He's okay. But a good long ball down the flank, and Spicer shows some great speed. Just didn't have enough real estate to get to that ball. So a goal kick here for Montreal. So setting the table for you, Montreal is 7-10-7. They've got 28 points. They're in 7th place overall. Rochester is 14-5-6 with 48 points and number 1 in the league. And the goal kick headed back into the Montreal half by Montegalvan. Kissy said they get stuck in there a little more. Bad clearance, Roseland, top of the 18. Kissy tries to step to his right. And Philippe Billy, good defensive play, breaks it up. Montegalvan gets it behind Franks, and it'll be a throw-in for the Impact on the near side. 44th minute. Zerba, the only goal so far. Throw-in for Sabrango, off his chest for Zerba. Chip back into space looking for Sabrango. And Roberts heads it, but Zerba never stops working, continues in the play and knocks it off of Franks to pick up a throw-in here for Montreal on the near sideline, 35 yards out. Add Nano Short to the mix of players who are warming up for Rochester. Philippe Billy gets it to Ribeiro, now chested back by Sabrango. Donatelli trying to keep this one inbounds on the far side. He can't. There's no indication yet of stoppage time. The throw-in for the Rhinos. Montegalvan takes it. Chips it upfield, where Testo heads it back into the Rhinos half. Ribeiro to Donatelli on the far side into space. Sabrango, right-footed shot, just wide of the post. Sabrango looking to score once again against the Rochester Rhinos. Just sails this one wide of the post. As Kitson coming off his line at the near post, Sabrango goes across the goal mouth, and a good service from Donatelli. Perfectly weighted pass. And Kitson coming off his line, maybe doing a good enough job to cut off the angle as Eddie Sabrango wanted to pick up his 4th goal of the year, not to be on that occasion. 45th minute. It's still 1-0 Montreal. Di Lorenzo heads this one out of bounds. Sanfilippo has a throw-in here for the Rhinos in front of Mauro Biello and the rest of the Montreal coaching staff. Pitch Colin. Chipped it into space. Cleared away by Abu Bu. Will have 1 minute of extra time. There's the 4th official, Pierre Cantez. And he's shown us 1 minute of extra time. Rosenland. Backtracking with Di Lorenzo, pops this one into the air to the far side, down to Telly. Just goes straight up in the air. A bit sloppy here on the far side. Montreal line heads it. Rosenland will finally bring it down, and Greenfield will control it. On the far side, right-footed cross into the 18. Abu Boo takes the clearance and a one-time shot. High pitch Cohen is high and off the mark. So we played 45 minutes, looking for 1 minute of stoppage time. It is 1-0 Montreal. They lead the Rochester Rhinos. This is Ali Gerba, a late acquisition for Montreal, has the only mark this evening. And that'll do it. Jeff Campbell, the man in the middle, is blowing the whistle. And the Montreal Impact, after one half of play, thanks to Ali Gerba, have a 1-0 lead over the Rochester Rhinos. Stick around, the Rochester Rhinos halftime show is next on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Let me tell you about Giuseppe's. Giuseppe's has homemade gnocchi, slow-simmered red sauce, and the best meatballs in town. You know, they bake their own Italian bread daily. Let me tell you about the pizza. Old-world-style pizza. You pick up a pizza, pick up homemade breads right in the bakery. Of course, there's a nice dining area to bring your family. Giuseppe's, located at 40 Spencer Court Road. That's in Gates, right behind the Aldi's and the Rite Aid. Fourth generation, 75 years and going strong. Open 9 to 9 daily. Giuseppe's.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. You need 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd, and every month there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here. Must be 18 to play slots.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi, always the best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishi. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Experience it all at the Strathallan Hotel. The Strathallan Hotel offers beautiful banquet space to accommodate events from 10 to 225 people. Our experienced catering department is trained to make your event or special day the most successful and memorable. Our trained kitchen staff and the renowned grill will surpass your every expectation. So let us do the work while you sit back and enjoy your memorable occasion. The Strathallan Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallan.com.
This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And welcome back to Stade Saputo in Montreal. We are at the half. This is Rhino Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. If you're just tuning in, it is 1-0 Montreal. The only goal from Ali Gerba, his fourth of the year. He had a hat-trick on Saturday. He's picking up where he left off. Less than a minute into play, Ali Gerba scoring the goal. Leonardo Di Lorenzo with the assist, and that's pretty much about all that happened. Di Lorenzo also had another great chance in that half, and Kitson came up huge with a save diving to his right. So that is the storyline here from Montreal. It's 1-0. The Impact lead the Rochester Rhinos here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi, always the best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishi. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less. Mike and Mike in the Morning on ESPN Radio, covering the top sports stories of the day and your direct line to the biggest names in sports.
Roger Goodell, Cal Ripken Jr., Mike Patel, Bob Costas.
Two opinions,
Mike, they picked the right two. They do, and maybe they did, but there's a lot of debate that could be ended with a playoff.
One show.
Really, I'm sorry. The refs don't look at what we look at.
Mike and Mike in the Morning on ESPN Radio and ESPNRadio.com. You know us. We know sports.
How is Auction Direct changing the used car business for good? We start at dozens of wholesale dealer auctions where we handpick the best vehicles at substantial discounts. Then after they go through Auction Direct certification and get a clean Carfax report, we sell them to you for just $399 over the Auction Direct reserve price. It all adds up to the lowest price and the best experience. Find out for yourself at Auction Direct Used Vehicle Superstore, Route 96 in Victor. Learn more at auctiondirect.com.
WROC Rochester, part of the Intercom Marketing Results Group, and now worldwide at Sports Radio 950ESPN.com.
And we are back at Saputo. Montreal has a 1-0 lead over the Rochester Rhinos, and Ali Gerba, the only goal early, less than 30 seconds into the game, he found the back of the net thanks to an assist from Leonardo Di Lorenzo. Not the best of starts for Rochester, but again, Montreal has given up 19 goals out of 27 in half number 2. It's time to scan the globe and look at the world of soccer. And we've got two great pieces coming up in this segment for you. First, Sky Sports News with their World Soccer Update, and also ESPN SoccerNet talking about the Champions League draw for the group stages. Let's start off with a World Soccer Update from Sky Sports.
First this afternoon, Liverpool have agreed a deal with Barcelona for Javier Mascherano. The Argentinian midfielder has agreed a 4-year deal with the Spanish champions, and he'll sign for the club if he passes a medical this weekend. The fee is believed to be in the region of £18 million.
I think the move's always been inevitable for the last 16 months. You know, he's been crying about his wife not being happy, not being able to settle. And I think he must have come up with some sort of a deal 12 months ago with the Anfield hierarchy. You know, given another 12 months and then down the line to move on. And, you know, the last few days have been pretty hard for both himself and the football club.
The Europa League draw has been made in Monaco. Liverpool has been drawn in Group K alongside Slough, Bucharest, Napoli and Utrecht.
It's an interesting draw. I think there's some very big teams in the competition. And all games are difficult. So going out to Naples won't be easy against Napoli. Bucharest we know well. This time it's Slough, Bucharest. And the other game, Utrecht held to Celtic 4-0 last night. So that's no mean feat.
Manchester City also takes a trip to Italy after they've been drawn in Group A with Juventus. City are second seed in the group, which also includes Salzburg and Lech Poznan. But will Robinho still be at the club to feature in Europa League?
We've had a few clubs that have shown interest, and that's basically where it is right now. So it's just that time is running out, and I'm very comfortable if he remains a Manchester City player, then fine, he'll be in the squad, he'll be available to play, and we all know the qualities that he has.
Wigan have confirmed they have accepted an offer from Birmingham for Charles Mbugua. He will now have his medical before signing for the club. We understand Tottenham will make a new inquiry for Aston Villa's Ashley Young. The winger played in Villa's Europa League playoff defeat to Rapid Vienna last night. Sky Sports News also understands that West Ham have made a bid for Portsmouth captain Mark Wilson. Alvin Grant worked with Wilson at Portsmouth last year. Steve Cottrell told us earlier this month, though, that Wilson wasn't for sale. West Ham have signed Inter Milan striker Victor Villa on a season-long loan. The Nigeria international becomes the club's sixth signing of the summer.
Victor Villa is time for us, and we're very happy. It's a good player for us. He can play in many positions forward, and he's also part of our plans for the next season to take players that can develop the club.
Champions League winners Inter Milan face Atletico Madrid in the final of the UEFA Super Cup live on Sky tonight. The game takes place for the stud Louis II in Monaco, and Inter coach Rafael Benitez looking to win his second Super Cup after guiding Liverpool to victory in 2005.
Well, it's important to focus on the game. So we know that there's a short issue. That is the reason why we arrived. We wanted to get a time to do the right things, to concentrate the players, and now we want to do the same.
Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950.
Yes,
ESPN.
Comes to the Champions League group stages. The waiting is over. Let the discussions begin. Tommy Smith and Shaka is here to preview the group stages with me. Let's start, gentlemen, with Group A, the one in which champions Inter have landed themselves. Interesting who they're up against, though, isn't it, Tommy? Werder Bremen, Spurs, and Twente Enschede, the Dutch champions.
Yeah, this one, it's very intriguing. I mean, obviously, Inter are going to be big favorites. The problem comes up for who fits into the next slot. I mean, certainly the way Spurs are playing, you would have to say they have a shot. The Bremen already have been good to me, so I'm not going to leave them out. And you can't just write off 20, so I don't think there's much question about who's going to actually win the group. The question here is who's going to finish second.
Can the debutant Spurs negotiate their way out of this group, Shaka? Well, they can. They certainly have enough talent to get themselves out of this group. They've started this season domestically well enough, or a little bit of a hiccup in the Champions League qualifying season before it's 45, but they come to that one against young boys well enough. But remember, to prove themselves fit in European competition before. They have experience at this level of the game. You see with Spurs that you have to say it, as good as they have been, as good as they were last season, but this season they don't have that experience, whether it's playing-wise or managerial-wise. I think Werder Bremen gets better than Man City to second spot.
Now, Tommy, if there's pressure on anyone to win the Champions League this season, it has to be on Real Madrid and Jose Mourinho. What do you think his reaction is to being paired with AC Milan again?
Yeah, well, I think the good thing for him is that when you look at AC Milan, okay, you have Ajax in there as well, but if you're looking at AC Milan and Real Madrid in the group, you're saying they're going to come out of it, I don't see any real hiccups from them. I think it's going to be the two of them. So I don't think Jose will be that concerned. I mean, if he had got another big team in there, he might be, but I would say he'd be in pretty good shape.
Ajax and Hawks there, perhaps the surprise package in that group.
I think it's a fantastic draw for Real Madrid in particular. They've got a bit of a test in AC Milan, but they've also got two games that they should win quite easily. So they can test themselves, but they can also build some confidence during the group stages of the competition, which I think bodes very well for the players that have come in, and of course a new manager trying to stamp his own personality on a team that a lot is expected of.
It seems as though it's a fairly straightforward passage through to the knockout rounds as well for the likes of Barcelona, Arsenal, and for Chelsea.
Tim Stockman, and by the way, in the Super Cup today, Inter Milan lost 2-0 to Atletico Madrid. Well, the soccer festivities continue here at Stade Saputo, and the Rhinos need to get a goal here. They trail 1-0 at the half here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
It's incredible. Marina Mitsubishi, always the best for less. Saving you money. All the cool Mitsubishis. Over 400 new and used. 176,000 square feet of pure shopping pleasure. 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on new Mitsubishi. Save big. It's a reason to celebrate. Marina Mitsubishi in Webster. Always the best for less.
Experience it all at the Strath Allen Hotel. The Strath Allen Hotel offers beautiful banquet space to accommodate events from 10 to 225 people. Our experienced catering department is trained to make your event or special day the most successful and memorable. Our trained kitchen staff from the renowned grill will surpass your every expectation. So let us do the work while you sit back and enjoy your memorable occasion. The Strath Allen Hotel, 550 East Avenue. Visit strathallen.com.
The top-selling ESPN radio app on your iPhone is now available for your Android device. Get all your favorite ESPN radio shows and podcasts, live scores, and on-demand sports centers. Plus, get more than 15 live radio streams.
Does that mean what I think it means?
Yeah. Now go get it. The ESPN radio app now for your Android device. Buy it now from the Android marketplace. Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And welcome back to Stade Saputo. I am Joe Giuliano, and the soccer freestyle professionals wrapping up their presentation here at halftime. It's pretty cool, actually. 5 participants have been selected to take part in the halftime show. Doing a lot of great soccer freestyle tricks. Very impressive with their skills. But the big story here is Montreal has a 1-0 lead on a beautiful evening for soccer at Stade Saputo, as the Rhinos will be looking to make it happen here in half number 2. This is the only game tonight in the USSF second division. There was one game last night. Austin was at Portland. 14,985 fans. They ended up tying 1-1, so the Timbers could not do the Rhinos a bit of a favor. Portland scored the first goal. DK scored 4 minutes into the game. Sullivan Silva scored late in the first half to make it 1-1, and then early in the second half, Kieran Bernard was given a red card for the Austin Aztecs. They played with 10 men, but Portland unable to get the game winner with the man advantage. And tonight, as we said, this is the only game in the league. Tomorrow there's one game. Puerto Rico is at Carolina. 3 games on Sunday. St. Louis is at Tampa. Austin is at Vancouver. And Baltimore is at Portland. So the schedule doesn't get any easier for Austin. It's got 3 games in hand against the Rochester Rhinos, but a very tough schedule that lies ahead for the Austin Aztecs. But that doesn't matter anyway, because Rochester needs to get back into this one. They trail 1-0 thanks to a goal by Ali Gerba. Stick around. We'll come back and talk about the Rhinos' next home game at Marina Auto Stadium. It's 1-0 Montreal. They lead the Rochester Rhinos here on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
The Connolly Printing Company is a proud supporter of the Rochester Rhinos. Just like the Rhinos, we at Connolly Printing continue to strive for excellence. We've been serving Rochester for over 100 years, and our goal is meeting today's sophisticated printing demands head-on. Connolly Printing's technology and computer graphics, press room, and bindery equipment, as well as our employees' expertise, will guarantee you're a loyal, satisfied customer well into our future, turning your printing nightmares into creative dreams. Connolly Printing, 426-4150.
Are you looking for a health club that offers everything? The Harrow East Athletic Club, Rochester's Hidden Jewel, offers several floors of fitness and unlimited use of their 25-yard pool, spa, sauna, indoor track, squash and racquetball courts, Pilates, yoga, strength training and cycling, certified personal trainers, nutritionists, and athletic trainers, along with plenty of free parking. Come visit the Harrow East Athletic Club and meet their knowledgeable staff that can help you obtain your fitness goals. The Harrow East Athletic Club is located at 400 Andrew Street. For more information, call 546-1000. That's 546-1000.
Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, providing website hosting and support services to the Rochester Rhinos for 10 years. If you need a website, trust who the Rhinos trust. Spinning Web's Internet and PC services, online at spinningweb.com. Spinning Web can also debug your personal computer, cleaning up viruses and malicious software that slow it down or cause it to crash. Let Spinning Web take a look. Rhinos fans visit rochestersportsfan.com to discuss the Rhinos and all other sports. rochestersportsfan.com, because there's more than just one game in this town.
This is Rochester Sports Leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And welcome back to Rochester Rhinos Soccer. I am Joe Giuliano, live at Stade Saputo, where the Impact have a 1-0 lead over the Rochester Rhinos, who have a six-game winning streak. A six-game winning streak in jeopardy tonight. Rochester has won 6 in a row, and they'll look to keep that on the positive side. After tonight's game in Montreal, the Rhinos will not be in action until September the 11th, when the Tampa Bay Rowdies come to Marina Auto Stadium. Kickoff for that game is scheduled for 7 p.m. And of course, for tickets, call 454-KICK or visit Ticketmaster.com. 7 p.m., September the 11th, the Rhinos will take on the Tampa Bay Rowdies at Marina Auto Stadium. We're looking at some stats from the first half this evening. Shots favoring the home team, 5-4. Saves, 3 for Jordan and 2 for Kitson. One of those was huge by Neil Kitson. Fouls, 6 for Rochester, 3 for Montreal. And corner kicks, 1 apiece through 45 minutes of play. So another 45 minutes left. Rochester making their way back onto the pitch. We'll be back with second half kickoff. The Rhinos trail the Impact 1-0 on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Hey, Kim from your office calls. You saved your life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home are killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available for digital phone and digital cable and mobile customers. Apart from calls to landline phones. Additional charges apply for taxes, fees, phones, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or caller paid information services such as 900 type numbers, calls to chat lines, and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
Mike and Mike in the Morning on ESPN Radio, covering the top sports stories of the day and your direct line to the biggest names in sports.
Roger Goodell, Cal Ripken Jr., Mike Patel, Bob Copper.
Two opinions.
Mike, they picked the right two things they do, and maybe they did, but there's a lot of debate that could be ended with a playoff.
One show.
Greeny, I'm sorry. The refs don't look at what we look at.
Mike and Mike in the Morning on ESPN Radio and ESPNRadio.com. You know us. We know sports.
Health Source Chiropractic, your partners in complete health. Dr. Donald Dudley, certified chiropractic sports practitioner, is the team chiropractor for the Rochester Rhinos. Patients are now being accepted at 90 Erie Canal Drive in Greece in the Canal Ponds Medical Complex. For more information and appointments, call 225-6430 and visit the website at healthsourcechiropractic.com. That's 225-6430. Dr. Donald Dudley and Health Source Chiropractic, your partners in complete health.
This is Rochester's sports leader, Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
And we are seconds away from the second half kickoff. The Rochester Rhinos trail the Montreal Impact 1-0. Both teams in their huddles, 35 yards away from their respective goals. Rochester will have the kickoff. They'll be attacking the goal to my left. It's the black and white striped jerseys with the black shorts and black socks as Kissy and Rosenlund step towards the ball in the middle of the field. Montreal with the blue tops, the white shorts, and the blue socks shooting at the goal to our right. No changes made here to start half number 2 as there were both sides aggressively warming up and getting themselves loose if there is any substitution to be made for Bob Lilly or Mark Dos Santos, as Montreal's Ali Gerba scored his 4th goal of the year. Leonardo Di Lorenzo got his 5th assist of the season. And for Ali Gerba, he had a hat trick on Saturday, picked up an early goal tonight, and he continues to show well since coming over. Ali Gerba played with Toronto FC in 2009, where he had 11 games and 1 goal. Crowd up on their feet again as the PA announcer urging them to push their team forward. As Jeff Campbell looks over the pitch, talks to his assistants, and blows the whistle. Second half is underway. Kissy gets it to Rosenlund. Back to Kissy, middle of the field. Rosenlund, his first touch, goes back to Gerba, and Montreal quickly takes possession away right from the second half kickoff. Nevio Pizzolito. Right foot chip forward for Sabrango. Roberts wins the header. Montegalvan plays it back to the top of the 18 where Bellamy will take a look, and he'll go short to Sanfilippo. Now back to Bellamy on what turned out to be a gorgeous night for soccer. Probably hit about 70 degrees during the day and in the 60s tonight. Long ball played forward. Kissy's never going to get that one as Jordan comes off his line and picks it up inside the 18. And Kissy forces the goalkeeper to pick it up. And let's now again, subs again for Rochester include Hamilton, Hines, Short, Gore, Ferdinand, Hoxie, and Vallo for Montreal. Badeshku is the backup keeper. Pelchier, Suarez, Leduc, Legal, Aguram, and Maillard. Long ball by Jordan played downfield. Now let's pick up possession here with Greenfield. On the near side, cutting in towards the center of the pitch. Now inside the midfield circle, pitch Colin changes it to the far side. Sanfilippo behind Franks, and Ribeiro comes away with it. And Franks slipped trying to recover for that ball. And Philippe Billy has it now for Montreal. Aguram, soft clearance. It's over Spicer's head and over the near sideline, and they're going to say Spicer did touch it. And it's a throw-in for the Impact, who are going to be moving up to Major League Soccer in 2012, and next year should be an interesting season for the Impact. If they do bring in their MLS coach, as Gerbo was dumped by Roberts, and the referee says no way, play on. Montegalvan has it. Rosenlund leaves it there, gets through to Spicer. Now central to Kissy, good 1-2, back to Spicer. Deep on the near sideline. Spicer marked by Testo. Crosses it with the right foot. Franks lets it run through. Pitch Cohen, high chip in the sixth. Jordan gets through traffic and able to scoop it up there. There's Jordan again. We talked about it in the first half. He's had some trouble with balls that are served into the box. That's been his weakness, but that time showing safe hands and some confidence coming off his line. Line drive punt down the middle of the field. Sabrango heading it back. No one there but Rosenlund for the Rhinos. Midfield. Montagavon back to Rosenlund. He's going to try the far side. There's Sanfilippo. Di Lorenzo trying to close the gap and does. So Sanfilippo stops, plays it back to Pitch Cohen. Chip into the 18. Abubu heads it in front. Steps in front of Rosenlund. Heads it out of the near side on the far sideline. And it'll be throwing for the Rhinos. 49th minute. It's 1-0 Montreal. Sanfilippo on the far side. Deep in Montreal's half with a throw-in. Throws it back to Franks. Sanfilippo knocked out of bounds by Di Lorenzo. Another throw-in here for the Rhinos. Kissy checking back for it off his chest and out of bounds off the Rhinos forward. Isaac Kissy, who's got 5 goals and 2 assists this year. Kissy scored the game-winning goal against Montreal. That was in Rochester on August the 14th. See if he can recreate the magic here tonight. And the Rhinos do need a goal. They trail 1-0. A win here in Montreal and then a nice chunk of time off would be exactly what the doctor ordered for the Rhinos. Pizzolito pushing it down the far side. Sanfilippo headed forward. Billy steps in front of that one. Now Ribeiro gets it outside of Di Lorenzo. Quick one touch into the 18. Kitson gets there before Ali Zerba. And he'll keep possession for Rochester. We're in the second half. Rochester trailing Montreal 1-0. Fourth meeting of the year between the Rhinos and the Impact. Sabrango steps in front of this one, knocks it back to Ribeiro. Eddie Sabrango making his 100th start with the Montreal Impact tonight. Sabrango has played 19 games. He's got 3 goals and 2 assists. And as Rochester takes possession here in their own half. Greenfield, tight little ball forward. Rosenlund does well to deal with it. Phil has it now. Avoids the pressure of Pizzolito. Trying to go outside to Sanfilippo, and Di Lorenzo comes in with a fly tackle. Takes it away. Forward for Sabrango, 25 yards out. Now on the near side. Donatelli, right-footed cross. Blocked by Greenfield. They're slipping a bit here on the pitch as Spicer lost his footing momentarily. Pizzolito. Testo again, very cool night. So some slick spots on the surface. Di Lorenzo crossed into the box. Roberts heads it away. Corner of the 18. Ball's bouncing. Sanfilippo brings it down. He's pressured hard there by Ali Zerba. And Rochester able to keep it with Bellamy now. Top of the 18. Forward from Montagavon. Sanfilippo loses his footing a little bit there. Gets tangled up in the ball. But Rochester still calm and cool. Far side for Franks. Has to come forward. It's off of Philippe Billy and a throw in 35 yards out on the far side for the Rhinos. Quickly taken to Montagavon. There's Kissy. Spinning around. Lays it back for Franks. Montagavon now middle of the field for Pitch Cohen. With the right foot. Comes to the near side. A good ball to Spicer just outside the 18. Braz marking him, and Spicer drives it off the Montreal defender. Picks up a corner kick here for the Rhinos from the near side. Second corner kick of the game. 52nd minute. And the Rhinos looking to see who will take this one. And Spicer and Rosenlund have a quick discussion at the corner of the 6. It's going to be Rosenlund to take it. Traffic in the box. We'll see if they can make it difficult for Matt Jordan. Rosenlund sets it up. Here's the delivery. At the near post. Tried to flick on by Spicer, but Braz gets his head on it. Ribeiro avoids the slide tackle. And a good play here by Greenfield to stop the counterattack by Ribeiro. Rochester with possession, middle of the park. Now on the near side for Rosenland. Montreal was busting out, but Greenfield stepped in nicely to intercept the pass by Ribeiro. And Ribeiro just blasts this one out of bounds and into the Rhinos bench. It'll be a throw-in for Greenfield and the Rhinos. As the referee, Jeff Gamble, says, now back it up a bit. And we're talking 3 or 4 yards here. I've seen much more real estate being taken, but this time not given to the Rhinos. Outside now. Good ball by Roseland to San Filippo. Good start to the second half here for the Rhinos. Franks. Pitch Cohen. Far side of the field. Takes it back on his left. Crosses it into the middle. Intercepted there by Sabrango. Long ball by Ribeiro. Gerba and Roberts chasing for this one. Roberts plays it back into the 18, and Kitson does a good job to play it with his foot, but intercepted by Gerba. Open net, and he couldn't chip it up over Neil Kitson, who settled that first ball, but then his clearance was blocked by Gerba. He spins around quickly looking for the empty net, but Kitson gets up big, makes the save there in the 54th minute to keep it 1-0. A little counterattack opportunity there for Montreal. Rosenland. So Rochester pushing up a little higher now besides Roberts and Bellamy. Then Filippo's up into the attack. Greenfield as well. Has it now on the near side. Browse come over to close him down. Greenfield cuts it to his right. Takes a shot looking for the near post, and that's off the mark. A goal kick coming up here. As Spicer quickly just touched the ball, is going towards the goal, and as superstitious as goalkeepers can be, Matt Jordan did not want that to cross the line. It's 1-0 in the 55th minute. Let's pause for station identification.
WROC Rochester.
As Jordan has 2 balls on the field, he'll kick one off and take the goal kick. There's some interesting situations developing at both ends. As Kitchen very dangerous there on his clearance. Doesn't have enough space to get it away, but Gerba blocked it and then looked to go to the empty goal, but Kitson able to jump up and catch the ball. As Montreal sends this one to the middle of the field for Kissy. But Di Lorenzo will step in front of Franks, and he'll play it back to Philippe Billy. Goes long for Sabrango, who's called for offsides on the far side of the field. And quickly taken by San Filippo. Tyler Bellamy to Roberts, middle of the field, shifting it towards the near side where he finds his left back, Jonathan Greenfield. Montreal on. Rochester with the ball deep in their own half of the field. Montreal, no stranger to taking the air out of the ball after they get a lead. They can sit back and set up that wall and absorb the pressure, look for the counterattack. And Roberts gets his head on this one. Montreal's on now. San Filippo on the far side. To pitch Cohen. Sabrango slowly tracking back. Pitch Cohen. Comes to the near side where Spicer's giving some space to settle this one. He's got one-on-one with Braz. Spicer cuts it back to his right. Donatelli coming in from behind. Knocks it away, and it's played down the field for Montreal, but Bellamy is there. And pitch Cohen will start the attack. 30 yards out. Far side looking for San Filippo. They'll try and split the defense. That wasn't going to happen. And it'll be a goal kick here for the Rhinos, or for the Impact, as Nevio Pizzolito. Stretching out inside the 18. Goal kick here for Montreal. And Montreal not afraid to give Rochester some space here to start the second half. 57 minutes in. It's 1-0 Impact. Goal kick for Matt Jordan as the Ultras up and chanting, flags waving behind Matt Jordan's goal. Sabrango off the chest, but intercepted by Montegalvan. And it's flicked into space for Abubu. And Philippe Billy. Di Lorenzo, nice little touch on the outside for Sabrango. He's one-on-one with Bellamy. Then Filippo tracking back to provide some support. Sabrango down to Testo, who's been real quiet here to start this half. Ribeiro. Nevio Pizzolito. Antonio Ribeiro to Abubu. Far side intercepted by Franks down the far sideline for Rosenlund. Is there a counterattack chance here for the Rhinos? Into space for Franks, just outside the 18. Low hard cross. Pizzolito slides into it and knocks it over the end line. There's Rochester coming down the far side with the counterattack opportunity. It's broken up there by the Montreal team captain as Andrew Hoxie getting his final instructions. He will be checking in for the Rhinos. Corner kick for Rosenlund from the far side. Referee will have a word with the players inside the box as looks like Donatelli and Spicer and Adam Braz are just kind of nudging back and forth. We'll get back into play here. Rosenlund, corner kick, far side, goes short. Top of the 18. Franks back to Rosenlund. Swerving high, deep cross. Kissy heads it down into the 6. And Jordan is there to scoop it up through the traffic. And Spicer is immediately surrounded by 4 Montreal players as they didn't like the effort he made on the play there. There's Kissy and Pitch Cohen also in there. Referee Jeff Campbell restoring order, and nonetheless Matt Jordan came up with the ball and he should be okay, but referee still talking to some of the players as Spicer and Braz breaking away from the pack. It is 59 minutes in, 1-0 Montreal. Andrew Hoxie seconds away from making his 15th appearance of the year. Don't forget Hoxie was Rochester this season, 3 goals and 5 assists. Having a great season. As Jordan wins the free kick here. Sends it into play. Short. Barely gets to midfield. And Greenfield has it to Pitch Cohen. Now Rosenlund spinning, turning. Far side, overlapping with San Filippo. Just outside the 18. Crosses it back across the goal mouth, and Testo diving header heads it away. Now Montreal comes their counterattack opportunity. Ribeiro, middle of the field, chips it forward for Zerba. Behind him, and Bellamy has this one. But Zerba applying pressure, giving Rochester no easy way out. And he knocks it off of Tyler Bellamy. And it will be a corner kick for Montreal on the far side. 60th minute, 1-0 Montreal. Pace opening up here just a little bit. Both teams had a chance to push forward. And it will be Philippe Billy to take this corner kick. From the far side, Montreal again attacking the goal to my right. Ryan Hines getting his warm-up gear off. Big traffic in front of Kitson. Swerving ball from Billy, headed out by Roberts. Far side of the field, Di Lorenzo, another left-footed cross. Flick through traffic. Kissy heads it straight up in the air, and then headed back into the arms by San Filippo, into the arms of Neil Kitson. Good job there, and a lot of confidence in that situation for Frankie San Filippo to head it back down towards his goalkeeper. And Kitson is quick to respond, quick to make the save. Puts it down on the carpet. Just a sense that Rochester may be knocking on the door here, could make something happen. Kitson boots this one deep into the Montreal half. Kissy has it, corner of the 18. Spinning around, Kissy trying to split through Abubu, but Philippe Billy there comes and supports him, clears it away. Still in the Montreal half of the field, San Filippo to Pitch Cohen. He found some space on the far side. Di Lorenzo chasing back hard. And that's this one out of bounds. And Hoxie has checked in. We'll see if he's allowed to come in at this time, as he is going to come on. And he is going to replace Jamie Franks. This change coming up in the 62nd minute. Andrew Hoxie is on for Jamie Franks. And Franks' 21st appearance of the year comes off for Hoxie. Ryan Hines is also getting ready to check in as the 4th official. Pierre Cantav is not ready for the slip yet. Hines not happy with this. There's a delay here. So Franks comes off. Hoxie comes on. We'll see if it's going to be Hoxie and Kissy, the strike force up top for the Rhinos. Throwing on the far side, San Filippo. Looking for Hoxie. His first touch doesn't even get a foot on the ball as it rolls over the end line and out of bounds. And the fourth official really taking his sweet time to get the substitution made here, and that's not surprising, especially up here in Montreal. And Bob Lowe doesn't like it, and I agree. Pierre Cantave taking his sweet time and get on the horse, my man. That's awful. Awful fourth job. Awful job by the fourth official. Get moving. Hines has been ready to go for a couple minutes as Montreal has called for a foul, taking down the player at midfield, and finally the fourth official, slow and sluggish, gets the board ready. Hines is going to replace Spicer, and this change coming up in the 64th minute. Ryan Hines on in minute number 64. Darren Spicer, who had a better second half than he saw in the first half, comes off. Spicer, 21 games played. So Hines on the left side of midfield. Ball shipped forward by Testo into space for Zurba. He's taken down. And they're going to say Sabrango was fouled at the top of the 18. And now Rochester has a tough situation to deal with. Top of the 18, just to the right of Kitson. The referee, Jeff Gamble, calls a foul. And the Impact have a direct kick. 64th minute, a huge opportunity here for Montreal, and the Rhinos don't like the call, but the referee's going to back the wall up, and Di Lorenzo licking his chops on this one. He's about 19 yards from goal, to the right of Neil Kitson as he sets his wall up to the right. Kitson set up in the middle of the goal. Philippe Billy can also strike a good free kick. Pizzolito's over the ball. He backs off. It's Donatelli. Philippe Billy. Right-footed shot by Billy, and that leaves a lot to be desired as it's way over the goal. Rochester will take that one. Poor strike there by the Frenchman, and it's still 1-0 in the 65th minute. Hines pushing up pretty high here on the right side. Hoxie central up top along with Kissy. Kissy now even deeper up down the field. Hines, good job, plays it off of Braz, wins a throw in here. 35 yards out on the near side for the Rhinos. Greenfield to take it. Into Hoxie. Hoxie double teamed by Donatelli and Braz. Almost gets away from those two. But Testo will clear to the middle of the field. Pitch Colin. San Filippo. Kissy trying to check back, but Abubu steps in front of that one. Actually, Kissy wanted the ball to his feet. Didn't come for the ball as he should have. And Abubu stepped in. Kissy off the throw-in off his boot and over the end line. Goal kick coming up here for Montreal. So for Rochester, their next game is September 11th. And they host the Tampa Bay Rowdies for Montreal. Their next game, as they've got a few games left here, 5 games left, they'll play September 8th at Puerto Rico. And this time of year, the heat and the swampy pitch, not the best to play on as Jordan gets this goal kick up over midfield. Ribeiro plays the ball into space. Bellamy is there before Zurba. Plays it forward to pitch Cohen. Roberts, this one's going to get to him, and he'll just boot it downfield for Kissy. Off his chest to Montegavan. Hoxie, good ball in his face for Kissy. Top of the 18. Kissy with the right foot shoot. Off the post. Rebound. Hines is there. But Abubu slides away to clear it. And Rochester in the 67th minute. A great opportunity. A great pass from Hoxie. And Kissy with the right foot off the post. Hoxie with the slide tackle. Takes it away from Ribeiro. Rochester with some pressure here. Hines low cross. Pizzolito clears it. But kept inbounds on the near side. Montegavan back to Greenfield. High, long cross. Kissy with it again. Trying to get it back to San Filippo. Intercepted by Di Lorenzo. Long ball forward for Ali Zurba. Bellamy rides the back and wins the ball to pitch Colin. San Filippo now. Space for Roseland on the far side. Looks up, crosses into the box. Hoxie is there. Jordan gets a little punch on it. And Donatelli inside the 18 will clear it downfield. Sabrango, good hard work, nudges it forward. Bellamy comes in hard on a tackle as he takes down Ali Zherba, and the referee comes sprinting over as Ali Zherba taken down in front of the Montreal bench, and of course everyone screaming up and on their feet off the Montreal bench. We'll see what Jeff Gamble decides to do here as Brazin Roberts now having a word. It probably will be a yellow card. If more than that, I will be quite surprised. As it's on the near sideline, near the Montreal bench, Bellamy was called over. Zherba may have had a beat on the ball. Bellamy came in. And let's see, it's a yellow card. First yellow card of the game. 68th minute. Bellamy picks up a yellow card. As the fans here in Montreal don't like the call, but anything more than a yellow would have been a bit harsh. So Bellamy is in the book. That's your first yellow card of the game. As Ali Zherba, big, strong player. He was down for a bit, but he's now back and up and ready to go. As it's a free kick for the Impact here on the near sideline. Lorenzo to take it. Zherba. He'll be able to shake this off. He's your goal scorer tonight. It's 1-0 in the 69th minute. Hines fronting the ball. Lorenzo wants him to push back. And the referee Jeff Gamble says, yeah, take a few steps back. There's Lorenzo's service. Left foot into the box. Donatelli heads it straight up into the air. Still into the 18. Roberts throws it out. Testo, right-footed volley. One-timer. And Kitson is there to make the save. Good powerful strike from Testo. And a good save from Kitson, who rolls it out to Sanfilippo. Pitch Cohen. Far side now for Sanfilippo. Rochester has done a much better job here in the second half. Kissy, top of the 18. Plays it outside for Rosenlund. Crossed into the box from Hines. Hoxie with the header, and it's just wide of the near post. And he did a good job to stick his mug in there and try and make something happen. As Montreal will go to the bench here in the 70th minute. Anthony Legal will be coming on. He will replace Tony Donatelli. And this change again in minute number 70. As Donatelli, his 25th appearance of the year for Legal. This is his second appearance of the year. Played in France's Ligue 2 with Stade Brestois, 29. He was the 7th foreigner to join Montreal this year, the 25-year-old striker. He'll take his spot as a outside midfielder on the right side. Anthony Legal is on. Donatelli's off. That was in the 70th minute. Lorenzo tries to head it forward. Bellamy knocks it into the Montreal half of the field and kept in play. Looking for Kissy down the far side. Abubu and Kissy battling for this one. Abubu spins and clears it over the sideline and out of bounds. And a throw in here for the Rhinos. So Kissy had that chance that went off the post, and I thought he was going to hit it with the left foot, but kind of twisted his body around and decided to go with the inside of the right foot. Nonetheless, it still found the frame, but not the back of the net. Rosenlund back to Bellamy. We're in the 72nd minute. Rochester trails 1-0, but not for lack of effort here in the second half. They have totally changed their tempo and done much better here in half number 2. Headed forward looking for Kissy. Headed away, but Greenfield. Short little pass for pitch Cohen. All the way to the far side. Now team captain Frankie Sanfilippo. Into space for Hoxie. He's got Abubu marking him. Hoxie chips it over Abubu, and it'll go over the end line. And out of bounds. Goal kick coming up here for Montreal. Rochester's made 2 changes here. Hoxie and Hines have come on. And Hoxie was the one who beautifully set the through ball to Isaac Kissy that found the post, and Hines tried to get to the rebound, but a good last-second defensive play by Pizzolito cleared it away. Headed up in the air at midfield by Montreal. Hines has got his jersey tugged around him by Ribeiro. No call. Sabrango has it now on the near side in Rochester's half of the field. Sabrango into Legal, his first touch here on the near side. It's a cross off of Roberts. Legal picks up the loose ball. Plays it back to Adam Brau. Here's Nevio Pizzolito to David Testo. Testo still with it. Tries to chip it forward, no one there, but Roberts for the Rhinos on the near side. Testo's been very quiet here in half number 2, and Montegavan, a dangerous ball back into the 18. Guess who's knocking on the door? Eddie Sabrango. Just unable to get a touch on it. There's Legal cutting inside. Montegavan breaks that up, but only as far as Testo's left foot. He'll go outside. Philippe Billy with it now. Cuts it back to his right. Crosses into the box. Flicked on by Sabrango, and they'll say Bellamy was the last one to touch it. And a corner kick coming up here for the Impact on the far side. 74 minutes in. It's 1-0 Rochester, or Montreal. Ali Gerba with the goal from Leonardo Di Lorenzo. Looks like Max Ferdinand is at the scorer's table. Montreal goes short here to Di Lorenzo. Just outside the 18. Crossed into the box. Roberts heads it through the 18. Braz, another service into the box. Goes through the box and outside to Di Lorenzo. High cross. Gerba plays it down in the turf. And Sabrango looking to knock on the door, but Bellamy slides in and clears it away for the Rhinos, who clear it up downfield for Pizzolito. Middle of the field, Testo. Now Abubu. Looks up. Drives one down the near sideline. Roberts, calm and cool. Off the chest, but he gives it away to Ribeiro in the middle of the field. Ribeiro strips of the ball by Hines, takes him down. Easy call for the referee. Quick restart by the Rhinos on the break. Far side of San Filippo. Lays it off now for Pitchcone. Here's Bellamy. Checking back for it into space nicely is Rosenlund. Gets away from Di Lorenzo. Tyler Rosenlund, the Canadian, gets away from Testo now. Still with it, middle of the field. Outside to San Filippo. He's got some time. Looks up, serves a ball into the 18. Hines gets a foot on it, but Jordan is going to scoot to his right and throw the ball down with his feet. And he has it inside the 18. Matt Jordan takes a couple of bounces here. Low driven ball, gets a good distance on it. Down the field. Roberts heads it to the middle of the park, and no one there for Rochester. So Ribeiro takes it, the 29-year-old. Here's Legal. Ali Gerba nudged off the ball by Roberts, but only as far as the middle of the field, where Abubu will take it over from Montreal. Philippe Billy to Leonardo Di Lorenzo. Trying to get pickpocketed there, but good job by the Argentinian to avoid the pressure. Montreal keeps possession. Far side now. Di Lorenzo to Testo. Sabrango. Testo, a little triangle here set up by the Impact. Philippe Billy to Sabrango's got time to turn now. Trying to go at the Rhinos defense. Montegavan steps up. Legal takes it away now. Top of the 18. Inside the box. Left-footed shot by Legal, and diving to his right. Neil Kitson makes the save and leaves no rebound at all. Quickly rolls it out on the near side. Hines to Greenfield. Given away here by Greenfield, taken away by Ribeiro. We're in the 77th minute. The Rhinos are trailing 1-0. Changes coming up for both sides. Ferdinand ready to come in, breakaway here, but Roberts will step in front of that one as Sabrango almost got to the loose ball, and Roberts had no choice but to clear it over the far side of the pitch. So Bellamy is going to be coming off here for Max Ferdinand. This change in the 77th minute. Sabrango is coming off also in the 77th minute for Reda Aguram, who will come on for him. So Ferdinand is on for Bellamy for Rochester. Sabrango is off, and Aguram, the 19-year-old, comes on for Eddie Sabrango. Both these changes in the 77th minute. Sabrango making his 100th start as a Montreal player tonight. Comes off, didn't get to do the damage against his former team. It's a handshake from Montreal. Good work rate as usual from Eddie Sabrango. As we're back underway here, Aguram trying to get over Montague but the loose ball ends up on Gerba's foot. Inside the 18, Legal. Forced outside, crosses it back in. Aguram, right-footed shot, and Kitson makes the save again! From 12 yards away, Kitson dives to his right, makes the save. Aguram didn't get full power on the ball, but Kitson still making a nice save there for Rochester. And Legal setting the table beautifully with a service into the box. As Aguram heads back to the goal, and Kitson, luckily for him, didn't have that full pace, the sting on the ball that Reda Aguram wanted. Here's Ferdinand. He's playing on the right side tonight. He's got blazing speed, but Di Lorenzo is up to that challenge. As he is tugged on from behind by Max Ferdinand, and it'll be a free kick far side for Montreal. As Anthony Hamilton is coming on to replace Isaac Kissy. 79th minute, Hamilton is on for Kissy. Anthony Hamilton, 24 years old. 4 goals, 1 assist. This is his 25th appearance of the year. So minute number 79, Kissy is off. Hamilton is on. That is the 4th change for the Rhinos. Restart taken. Billy gets the ball overlapping it. Still on the far side, Billy, left-footed cross. Headed down by Sanfilippo. Roseland has it now. Far side of the 18, turning, coming forward. Now he spins back to the middle of the field for Pitchcolan. So Hamilton and Hoxie are up top. Ball's in his face for Hamilton. Aguram, or Abu Boo, just able to nudge it, and they'll say Hamilton was the last one to touch it out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Montreal. So it's Hoxie and Hamilton up top. Roseland just behind them. We've got Hines also pinching in now. Ferdinand's on the far side of midfield. And Sanfilippo steps in front of this one, but it gets through him. Now some speed from Aguram, and the 19-year-old on the far side. His touch is a little too heavy. It gives Pitchcolan just enough space to reach in there and slide tackle the ball out of bounds. 80th minute, the Rhinos are trailing 1-0. Throw in for Montreal on the far side. Philippe Billy to take it. 2 changes made by Montreal. Aguram now lets it go through. Reda Aguram with it. Far side, tries to get away from Pitchcolan. And he does. Lays it off now for Ribeiro. Top of the box. Ali Gerba in a tight space. Turning up for shot! And he scores his second of the game! As Mark Dos Santos, the head coach of Montreal, sprinting down the sideline onto the field as Ali Gerba, the late acquisition from Montreal, in the 81st minute, fighting off Rhino players inside the box, scores, and Aguram should get the assist. We'll see if that changes. 81st minute, Ali Gerba has been the man of the match tonight. And he's given a yellow card as well for his celebration for taking off the jersey after the goal. Ali Gerba and Mark Dos Santos should get a yellow card as well. He came onto the field in the celebration, sprinting down the sideline, and really against the run of play here in the second half, Gerba has given Montreal a 2-0 lead. Ali Gerba, his second of the game. First one, even better though. But the Gerba, both really nice goals, you should say. And Gerba did a great job fighting off Rhino defenders in a tight space. He's just a bull. He is a bull. He's a handful to mark. So the assist goes to Ribeiro. I apologize, not Aguram. Antonio Ribeiro with the assist. So for Ribeiro, that's his second assist of the year. For Gerba, 5 goals in the last 2 games. Talk about a terror. He's now played in 8 games with Montreal. He's caught in the back of the net 5 times. So Rochester, the 83rd minute, trail 2-0. Rosenland on the ball here to the near side for Greenfield. Heads it to Braz, and he'll send a long ball downfield. Steps in front of Greenfield, Anthony Legal, who knocks it over the sideline. So for Rochester, they've won 6 games in a row. And you knew it was going to be a tough one coming into Montreal tonight. There's Rosenlund, tries a chip forward. Hamilton loses the ball, but Rosenlund will pick it up now. That's Ferdinand, middle of the field. Nowhere to go, so he goes back to Montreal. We'll try around the horn here. Rosenlund will spin, go back to the middle of the field for Alfonso Montreal. That's Ferdinand, middle of the park, 35 yards out. His ball not nicely played enough for Montreal to keep possession. So Ribeiro will send it downfield. And pitch Cohen steps in front of Gerba. And the Rhinos have it, middle of the park. Jonathan Greenfield. Far side for San Filippo. Into the box. Hoxie has it straight up in the air. Braz will head it out of the 18. 84th minute. It is 2-0 Montreal. It's in the Ali Gerba show tonight. Greenfield to Hines on the near side. Hines with the left foot across the way. Jordan steals it right off the head of Ferdinand. He slips. The ball rolls out of his arms. 30 yards out. Montreal takes a one-time shot. Hamilton, top of the 18. Lays it off for Ferdinand. Far side of the box. Tries a cross. Blocked there. And it will be a corner kick for the Rhinos. There's Ferdinand working hard there on the far side of the 18, keeping that ball under pressure. And the Rhinos will have a corner kick from the far side. Ferdinand, good service. Top of the box, loose ball cleared away by Ali Gerba, and they're going to call foul on the play. Actually, the ball came out of bounds, then back into play. As Rudolph Maillard is going to be checking in now for Montreal. Maillard replaces Di Lorenzo. And this change coming up in the 85th minute. Rudolph Maillard wears number 30. He spent the season on loan to the Charleston Battery, where he made the All-USL second team. Scored 6 goals in 18 games played. First player ever loaned by the Montreal Impact. And Julio is going to take his time here tonight coming off and just absorb all the round of applause as he is taking his time here, trying to milk the clock and also take advantage of the attention he's getting here. He had a good game tonight. Good performance by Leonardo Di Lorenzo. The Argentinian gets a nice round of applause from the fans and the coaching staff here. As Jordan will have the goal kick in play. Over Montegalvan, onto the pass of Gerba, still with it now. Gerba 30 yards out, right footed shot, Kitson diving to his left. Watches it sail wide, and was there a deflection? The referee and his assistant say no, so it'll be a goal kick for the Rochester Rhinos. And Ali Gerba, he's got the bug, he's got the fever, as he wanted goal number 3. But the right thing to do would have played the ball to Ribeiro or Legal, who were in a much better position. But at 2-0, you found your rhythm. Gerba is going to go for all he can. Here's Ferdinand now for the Rhinos on the far side. He's dumped to the turf, but the ball ends up on San Filippo's foot. Montegalvan looking for Hoxie. Loose ball comes to Testo, but he's stripped of the ball by Ferdinand. They'll say he played it with the hand, so it'll be a free kick for Montreal. We are in the 87th minute. It is 2-0 Montreal. Goals from Ali Gerba and Ali Gerba. He scored last week against Crystal Palace Baltimore in the 15th, 38th, and 44th minute. Tonight, minutes number 1 and minute number 81. Maillard can't keep this one inbounds on the far side. As some of the 13,034 fans in attendance make their way to the exits. As they feel Montreal has this one safe in hand. And there's a Rhinos play a long ball downfield for Hamilton. Pizzolito steps in front of that one. Plays it back to his goalkeeper, Matt Jordan. Now on the near side, coming down, looking for Legal. Greenfield gets there first. Heads it forward to Hines. Well, Hines In the space on the near side for Hoxie. Shifts it forward for Greenfield. Oh, they just can't keep it in bounds as it rolls over the end line, and a goal kick here for Montreal. Fans, don't forget the Rhinos are back home on September the 11th. The Tampa Bay Rowdies come to town at Marina Auto Stadium, 7 p.m. kickoff. Be sure to call 454-KICK for tickets or Ticketmaster.com as the Rhinos have a bit of a break after tonight's game. And their 6-game winning streak appears to be in jeopardy this evening against a rejuvenated Montreal team. Another chance now for Zerba. Tries to get around pitch Cohen, and Kitson comes off his line to clear it over the near sideline. And so a throw in here to the Montreal Impact. Another change will be coming up here for Mark Dos Santos. As Adam Braz has a throw in down to Legal on the near sideline. Legal turns the corner, crosses one into the box, and just whips it with the outside of the right foot into the side netting. And a goal kick here for the Rhinos, 89th minute, 2-0 Montreal. Kitson to take it. This is going to really put a dent in Neil Kitson's 0.71 goals against average. The goal kick is intercepted there by the Impact, middle of the field, Montegalvan. Now forward for Ferdinand. There's Max Ferdinand. He's got some jets, just doesn't have the space. Gets it to Hoxie on the far side. Hoxie, long, high cross. Hines heads it back across the 6. No one there for the Rhinos as Testo clears it. Top of the box. Montegalvan tried to set it up, but he's taken off the ball. Maillard with it now. Far side against Sanfilippo. Maillard avoids the slide tackle of Sanfilippo and pushes it out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in for the Rhinos. And as we are in the 90th minute, and another change here for Montreal, their fourth change of the game. Leduc will be coming on. Patrick Leduc, who will replace David Tester, who really was starting to cramp up. So 90th minute, and a bit of a chance here to milk the clock and take some precious time away from the Rochester Rhinos. Leduc, the 32-year-old, in his 11th year with Montreal. He's replacing David Testo. Montreal, no shortage of talented players. A lot of depth on the team, and if they can get this thing going at the right time, they could have a repeat of last season. Pitch Cohen will come to the near side now. Greenfield's going to hustle to keep this one inbound. Takes a look up. Pitch Cohen on the far side. Long ball back to the middle of the field. Braz, strong header there forward for Legal. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Once again, 4 minutes of stoppage time in Legal. Taken down by Greenfield, who's going to have to go in the book for this one. Third yellow card of the game. Second for Rochester. This one in stoppage time, 90-plus for Greenfield. Legal has done a nice job. He's a very talented player, especially in one-on-one situations. The 25-year-old Frenchman has really shown well on this right side, as he has signed a contract for the rest of this season and an option for 2010. It's 4 minutes of stoppage time. Free kick on the near side for Montreal. Braz to take it just inside the Montreal half of the field. And Braz will send this one into the 18. Roberts fighting off Zerba. Gets it to Rosenlund. Rosenlund spinning, turning, looking for any sort of outlet pass. Finds it in Ferdinand, middle of the field. Ferdinand gets it forward to Hoxie. Lays it back here for Rosenlund. Stoppage time. Is there anything left in the tank here for Rochester? Hines has it on the near side. And Legal does a nice job tracking back, forcing Greenfield to start the Rhinos attack once again. Pitch Cohen. Has it in his own half of the field. Now across midfield towards the far side of the field. Chips one into the 18. Pizzolito takes Hamilton down, no call. And he'll clear it forward to Legal. Outside to Philippe Billy. Maybe one of the few players who really is going to stick with Montreal. Good run here by Billy. Down the middle of the field now. Billy 25 yards out, pushes it to his right. Right-footed shot. And it sails wide to the left of Neil Kitson. As I was saying, maybe 2 or 3 players are going to make it to the next level with Montreal. I think Leonardo Di Lorenzo has the potential. And Philippe Billy. Again, he's played in Italy, Serie A, Serie B, with Lecce, also played in Belgium. Those are 2 guys who maybe are on the radar for MLS. Pitch Cohen has it on the far side. Now Sanfilippo into the box. Pop back out to Sanfilippo. Loose ball, Hamilton. Far side of the 18, tries to spin away and deflects it off of Nevio Pizzolito. It'll be a corner kick for the Rhinos. We're in stoppage time. The Rhinos trail 2-0. It'll be Ferdinand to take this one. There's his service into the box. And away again by Pizzolito. Another corner kick for the Rhinos. Ferdinand to take it. Rochester did come out with a renewed energy in the second half. Headed away there by Patrick LeDuc to the far sideline. Ferdinand's going another crack at a one-on-one situation with Ribeiro. Ferdinand gets the cross away and Jordan gets the punch on it. Not sure if he knew too much about it, but still got his hands on it. Up and over the goal, another corner kick. The Rhinos will try the near side now. As it's Rosenlund to take this one. 2 balls on the field, so the Rhinos wait. Late in stoppage time. Corner kick from Rosenlund. Headed away. Out the near side. Montegalvan chips it back into the 18. Abubu forward. And Legal trying to send Gerba down the line. And just whiffs on it, so Rochester has possession on the near side with Rosenlund. Cuts it back to his right, corner of the 18. Not sure about that ball into Hines, as luckily for the Rhinos, they'll pick up another corner kick on the near side. Rosenlund maybe a better option there with to strike it on goal. Or serve one into the box. Corner kick on the near side. Hines to take it. This is the box. Jordan, who's been strong on crosses tonight. Shows up there, punches it to the far side. Now Montegalvan will chip into the box. Actually gets his head on it. Jordan looking for it. Loose ball, and Roberts gets the shot deflected as there's bodies flying at the 6. And all sorts of confusion. A foul called in the box. As Pitchcolen and Hoxie along with Adam Braz in the mix-up, and Jordan is down at the 6. If he's okay here as we are late in stoppage time. So Rhinos throwing everything at the Montreal goal. Jordan's going to be okay. Gets helped up from Ribeiro and Abubu. And just a nice round of applause from the Montreal supporter section. And the Impact looking to pick up their 8th win of the year. Jordan encouraging the fans to get up and let the team hear it. And Jordan sends this one to the middle of the park. And that'll do it. Jeff Bramble blows the whistle. Your final score this evening. The Montreal Impact 2. The Rochester Rhinos 0. The Rhinos' 6-game winning streak comes to an end. And it comes to an end in all places. This was Montreal. We'll be back with the post-game recap. Montreal wins 2-0 over the Rochester Rhinos on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Hot dogs, Nicolay, Marin, Sligo. Hot dogs, hometown favorite from Sligo. The flavor is right. Every bite. Cover them with lots of everything nice. Everything you like. Come on, taste one. No, it's hot to like Sligo. 'Cause now we make them great.
Thinking about renovating your current home? Why fix it when you can build a brand new one with Faber Homes? Think Faber first and get everything you want without compromise in as little as 3 months. You'll see a much bigger return on your investment, complete with a 10-year warranty. Visit Faber Homes Models at Berkshire Park in Henrietta, where we're open 7 days a week. Opening soon is Regency Park in Greece, where we'll offer both one-story patio homes as well as two-story residences. Call Bill at 359-4800 or visit faberhomes.com for more information.
great because there's no windows, no angry bosses, and no screaming kids. It's great because you can spend less than going to other sporting events and actually play the game. It's all waiting for you at Rockport Golf Club, now open to the public, and it's one of the area's must-play golf courses. Witness an incredible golf experience for seniors Monday through Friday for only $18, and non-seniors only $25 during the week. Rockport Golf Club, bringing the private course experience to a public course at a fraction of the cost. RockportGC.com.
And welcome back on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. I'm Joe Giuliano. If you're just tuning in, your final score this evening, the Montreal Impact 2, the Rochester Rhinos 0. Ali Gerba getting the double tonight. 2 goals for Ali Gerba, goals number 4 and number 5 for the Canadian striker. So let's look at what the standings look like now. Let's do the recap first, the game recap, I'm sorry. Montreal scored less than a minute into the game. Ali Gerba got his 4th goal of the year from Leonardo Di Lorenzo off a cross. It was about, I'd say, 24 seconds into the game, and Montreal scoring at the end where the Ultras, the supporter section are, and they did not sit down for 1 minute tonight as they're now tugging on the net, the net that stands behind the goal to keep the ball out of the stands. It's about to come down here as they are celebrating the victory tonight. And as crazy and as wild as they are a great supporter section. Hopefully, maybe someday we'll see it again in Rochester, but they are absolutely going nuts right now as they're celebrating the 2-0 win. So Gerba scored less than a minute into the game. Rochester settled down, came out, had a much, much better second half. Opportunities as well. Kissy hit the post. It would have been 1-1. This game would have been completely different, but it wasn't to be. The final score was 2-0 because Ali Gerba added another goal in the 81st minute, his 5th of the year, from Antonio Ribeiro. So for Ali Gerba, he's got 5 goals. That's right, 5 goals in his last 2 games. He had a hat trick against Crystal Palace Baltimore, and he had 2 tonight against the Rochester Rhinos. That pretty much sums it up. What happened here? Ali Gerba tonight, 2 goals. So time for Zweigel's Red Hot Player of the Game, and usually want to give it to a Rhino, but Ali Gerba tonight, he worked hard off the ball. He showed for the ball well, and he got 2 goals for his efforts this evening. Let's make Ali Gerba your Zweigel's Red Hot Player of the Game. Now time for our Faber Homes Play of the Game, and as I talked about at the start of the game, fans were just filing in. Many of the 13,034 fans not even in their seats yet. Less than 30 seconds into the game, Ali Gerba from Leonardo Di Lorenzo opened the scoring and put Rochester on their heels immediately from the start. So your Faber Homes Play of the Game, the first goal, less than a minute into the game by Ali Gerba. On the far side of the field, Pizzuito pops it forward to Gerba, now Sabrango, coming all the way to the near side for the Argentinian Di Lorenzo. Quick left-footed cross into the mix. Ali Gerba scores! At the 6, the Rhinos look flat in warm-ups, and I said it, and I'm not surprised. Montreal has scored an early goal, and they've got the crowd behind them here as we are in the first minute. A wonderful ball from Di Lorenzo finding Ali Gerba, and Gerba scored 3 goals on Saturday. He scores again tonight in the first minute of play. This crowd is explosive. Montreal taking the early 1-0 lead. Rochester caught flat there, and no chance for Neil Kitson as Di Lorenzo gets his 5th assist of the season. So that was really the tone setter is for the first half at least. Rochester came out, did a great job in the second half. Really changed the tide, changed the tempo of this game, but in the end, Montreal got 1 more in the 81st minute from Ali Gerba. Your final score is 2-0 this evening. So for Rochester, their 6-game winning streak comes to a close. In all places, Montreal. So Rochester's 6-game winning streak is over. Montreal has won 2 in a row this evening, 2 in a row with this evening's win. So let's look at your standings now. Montreal plays in the NASL Conference. Go to 8-10-7, 27 goals for, 27 goals against, 31 points. And that's important now because they jump up over the Puerto Rico Islanders for the 6th spot. Montreal with 31 points, Puerto Rico with 29. Now, for the Rochester Rhinos, they didn't get any favors last night from the Portland Timbers. Austin picked up a point. They've got 45 points. The Rhinos, I guess sixes are the theme here, because the Rhinos' 6th straight win tonight, or 6th win in a row coming into tonight, denied number 7, so they pick up their 6th loss of the year. They're 14-6-6. They've scored 32 goals, given up 20. They have 48 points, and Austin has 45. So Rochester now looking at a 3-point cushion over the Austin Aztecs, who are in action on Sunday at Vancouver. Your final stats for this evening: shots in favor of the Montreal Impact, 14-9. Saves, 6 for Kitson, 5 for Jordan. Fouls, 14 for the Rhinos, 4 for the Impact. And corner kicks, the majority of them coming for Rochester in late second half time. 8 corner kicks for the Rhinos and 3 for the Montreal Impact. So that is your final look at stats this evening. It was the Ali Zerba show. Made the most of his opportunities tonight. He has got 5 goals now for the Montreal Impact. As far as the Rhinos are concerned, their next game will be on September the 11th. It'll be at home at Marina Auto Stadium, 7 p.m. kickoff. The Rhinos will take on the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Besides that, Rochester's going to have some time off. They're going to regroup, and I'm sure they're going to bounce back with a great performance on September the 11th against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. For Mike Moran, we're going to wrap it up here from Stade Saputo. Montreal wins it 2-0 this evening over the Rochester Raging Rhinos. I'm Joe Giuliano saying good night on Sports Radio 950 ESPN.
Let me tell you about Giuseppe's. Giuseppe's has homemade gnocchi, slow-simmered red sauce, and the best meatballs in town. You know, they bake their own Italian bread daily. Let me tell you about the pizza. Old-world-style pizza. You pick up a pizza, pick up homemade breads right in the bakery. Of course, there's a nice dining area to bring your family. Giuseppe's, located at 40 Spencerport Road. That's in Gates, right behind the Aldi's and the Rite Aid. 4th generation, 75 years and going strong. Open 9 to 9 daily. Giuseppe's.
I was doing nothing. Why? I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. You need 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. The folks at Finger Lakes are fantastic. There's always a fun crowd, and every month there's exciting promotions and great events. So much action, so close to home. So why do nothing when you can do it all at Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack? The fun starts here.
Must be 18 to play slots.
Hey, Kim from your office called. You saved your life by recommending digital phone with international one-price calling from Time Warner Cable.
The calls back home were killing her.
Sounds like she's made a complete recovery. Add the international one-price calling plan for just $19.95 more per month. Call 756-5000 today. Time Warner Cable, the power of you. Available for digital phone and digital cable and mobile customers. Applies on calls to landline phones. Additional charges apply for taxes, fees, directory assistance, operator services, international calls to satellite phones, special services numbers such as toll-free or call-free information services such as 900-type numbers, calls to chat lines, and cell phone numbers. Some restrictions apply.
Thanks for listening to Rhino Soccer on Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Sports Radio 950 ESPN. Your home for Mike and Mike in the morning. Shows in the Bulldogs. Weekday afternoons. Major League Baseball, including the playoffs and the World Series. St. John Fisher football. And your home for Buffalo Sabres play-by-play. Regular programming is next on Rochester Sports Leader. Sports Radio 950 ESPN.